and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Distinctive Specialty Tees is celebrating 30 years of serving area schools and businesses, and DSI wants to thank all of the many customers who have made their business successful. DSI is located just down from Raceland High School, and all of the folks at DSI want to wish the Rams the best of luck in today's state Class A football championship game. Don't forget, DSI can take care of all of your screen printing, vinyl, and embroidery needs. That's Distinctive Specialty Tees, 511 Greenup Avenue, Raceland. Call 833-5551 or go to supertees.com and be sure to find them on Facebook. Go Rams from Distinctive Specialty Tees.
Back on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hit Sports Network, joined with Raceland head coach Mike Sammons. Coach, we were talking just a little bit ago. Again, a lot of the unknowns when you make a road trip like this, but you said last night the hotel stay, everything very businesslike, and you couldn't have written a better script.
Yeah, I mean, I think in 16 seasons here, this is the first time we've done an overnight trip for a game. And we've done some overnight trips for camps and things like this, but this is the first time we've done anything for a game, and couldn't have went any better. I think, look, first of all, a lot of our credit goes to our kids, their maturity, their approach, being businesslike, a little bit older, that helps. Number two, the hotel was very gracious. They were, very accommodating, very welcoming, helping us with some film studies, and just really thankful. We had a great trip, and we put our best foot forward yesterday, and then let's do it again today.
The approach this week, it's been businesslike each and every day. I've been able to practice a couple times, and you can tell they're very focused, but enjoying the atmosphere of a championship week.
Yeah, no doubt. I think our guys are proud to be in this moment, and like I want to tell them, they earned it. Like, nobody gives you this. You have to go out and earn it, and our kids have done that. And so they do got a lot to be proud of. And I think there's a sense there of, let's be legendary. Let's be the first to do this thing. But our kids have been real businesslike all year. I think, we don't talk about big goals. Like, we don't talk about being in this stage. We just talk about being our best when our best is required. And through that process, then if we are our best, we will be happy where it ends. And so we've been our best every Friday night and move forward, and today will be a new challenge. And I expect us, I expect us to move forward today. And if we do and play to our potential, we'll be happy with the outcome.
A couple weeks ago, you had a challenge against Hazard. You bounced back. Did you like the way that you guys responded last week when you gave up the short field? They scored, made it a 1-point game, but you guys put 42 up unanswered after that.
Yeah, I thought our guys kind of just rallied. We're a next play mentality type team, and I think our guys just bought in the next play. We kind of drew that proverbial line in the sand, as we talk about, and move forward. And the week before we'd done that, but it was just much later in the game, much later in the game, and quite honestly, when the season was in the balance, so to speak. So I think our kids grew from that. Maybe a little test, a little eye opener about what the extreme focus takes. Particularly, again, you talk about storied programs, Hazard, and even today Pikeville, teams that have won state championships. They've been here before. People have a lot of pride. Like, people aren't going to roll over and play dead like a dog in rush hour. These guys are going to bring their best effort, and that's what we got. And I think that kind of woke our guys up. It had been a few weeks since we'd really been kind of pushed to that limit, and we were obviously very pleased with the way our guys responded.
The highest output on the rushing attack came last week against Holy Cross. And again, you talk about the ability to run the football, stop the run. You guys did both very well last week.
Yeah, that's what you want in November. I think I read something this week about throw to score and run to win, or something to that analogy. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. Every level. A lot of times you watch NFL games on Sunday and these quarterbacks are lighting it up, but flip on the one in January and see what's going on. Things change. And so I think it's the same thing in high school football, college football. We got to be able to run the ball today effectively. We got to be able to stop Birchfield. Now, I don't know if stop is the correct word. Contain him, really make him work for his yards. He is going to get a ton of carries, so he will get some yards. We just can't let these explosives like 3 turn into 7 and 7 turn into 20 and heaven forbid a 12-yard run turn into 60. Those are the type of things. That's the way they're built. That's what they feast on. We've been really good on that this year, but again, state finals, new challenge, best team. We play place on both sides of the ball, so our hands are full today.
More with Coach Sammons as we continue on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus, so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brands, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
Andrew Imel would like to say congratulations on a great season and wish the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship game. Andrew Imel appreciates the hard work and dedication these student athletes and their coaches put in, and supported by, of course, their families. Congratulations. And just like the Rams, Andrew Imel will be working hard for you. Andrew Imel, your newly elected Greenup County Clerk, wishing the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship.
But you talk about Birchfield and what he brings to the table, but one of the things that we talked earlier in the week, this is a game that neither team wants to go in and throw the football 25 times, but both teams are equipped to do that if they need to.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to try to win in the box. I think, both teams are going to try to establish a line of scrimmage on offense and defense. I expect the game to kind of maybe be a short game in that regard, grind it out, maybe some short play clocks, that type of thing. Teams really trying to exert their will, and teams playing it close to the chest. I think both teams are able and will take some shots today, but just to line up and go breakneck pace all day long and wing it all over the field, I don't think that's what either team wants to do today. So it'll come down to that attrition on the line of scrimmage. You can control the line of scrimmage, and it's not control the line of scrimmage in the first quarter, the second quarter, or the first play, or the first third down. It's over the course of 48 minutes. Listen, we're going to lose our fair share of battles, and we're going to win our fair share of battles, but you just got to keep pounding over the course of 48 minutes. And if we're able to do that, we win enough individual battles, and we'll be happy with the results.
You've had those opportunities throughout the year to where you've fallen behind some games, the Greenup game, second play of the game, it's a pick six, and it's those little battles along the way that kind of lead you to this point.
Yeah, I think, again, our motto is next play, and we just keep playing. Our guys, again, I can't emphasize enough our maturity and our experience than our unselfishness. And I think that's what you see from our guys. Guys just say, hey, man, let's go. And then one guy is contagious to the next guy, and then that guy next to the guy next to him, and then it becomes contagious across the unit, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. And we just keep playing. We know it's a 48-minute game. Today's a 48-minute game. We're going to be battling for 48 minutes. Again, the game will not be won or lost in the first series or the first snap or even the first quarter. We know that. And so I think we got some experiences to draw on in the past where we've kind of, maybe even been down at halftime or even been down in the third quarter. I think maybe even down in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago. So those are things we can rely on and kind of, lean on if we get in those type of situations. And I think, our football team has had these various experiences throughout the season that allow us to play our best in a moment like today.
Noah really exerted his will last week, a career high 146. Isaac goes for over 100 second time this season, 118. You rushed for 336 last week, and also throw in Logan Lundy there and the ability to break that big run that he had, the 44-yarder for the first score of the game. The rushing attack, that's what you have to have here today.
No question. We got to run the ball. Noah's been dynamic. He's very unselfish. He probably has half the number of carries as Birchfield does. Half the yards, conversely. So, again, Isaac's just kind of waited his turn. Last week he got the hot hand. He's had that a couple of times throughout the course of 14 games. It might be one of those two guys today. It might be Logan. It might be somebody else. We don't know. We'll find out when we get out there. But there's no doubt. I think we got 3 seniors, 2 juniors on starting the offensive line. We'll rotate a sophomore in there. We'll play 6 guys in the offensive line. I think those guys really take a lot of pride in being able to run the ball. And what happened 372 days ago in this very game, not this game, this team, this opponent, I think left a sour taste in our guys' line of scrimmage mouth. So I would really expect those guys to really play at a high level today, and us being able to run the football successfully will be a key, to winning. Who can run at A and who can stop at B.
You look at the way these two teams line up statistically 1 and 2 across just about every statistical category. when you get into a game like that on paper, the kicking game usually is a part of the significant outcome. A missed extra point, an opportunity for a field goal, a missed opportunity on a kickoff return, something like that. Special teams play into a big part, especially on the big stage.
Very big, and they're very dynamic on special teams. They got some extreme game breakers. 12 and 19 right off the top of my head. 84 has been a real solid kicker for them. There's another element today in the kicking game in the sense that the hashes are a little bit off from what we've played for the last 14 games, and so are the goalposts. They're about a yard, just a little bit over a yard tighter on each side. So that's two yards. And so that comes into field goal angles and also extra point angles and whisks. And so the uprights are a little taller. So all those type of things are a little bit different. At the end of the day, the field's 160 foot wide. It's 120 yards goalpost to goalpost. Our kids know that. And so, special teams, we have been better on special teams. I know last week one of the scoring opportunities they had was led to by a special teams miscue. And we felt like as a staff it was actually two special teams miscues. We scored, then we kicked out of bounds, gave them positive field position. We got it stopped. Then we couldn't field a punt, so we got backed up. So that's two special teams miscues. Now we punt and we miskick a punt. So now all of a sudden they compile. And that's what we can't have today. If something goes bad, we got to stay good and go on and move forward. And I think Mason is focused. He knows what he needs to do to punt. One of the problems with our punt team is honestly we haven't punted much. So that's been a real focus for us this week. And number two, Peyton on the kickoff team. We got to make sure we shore up some things there. But again, our guys, we got experienced guys on that side of the ball. Peyton probably has as many kickoffs as anybody in the state this year. So we've certainly had enough reps with that and extra point that I expect those teams to be very sufficient today.
Coach, good luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
State championship call when we return on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
So what happened?
Sargent's Wholesale Tires now has 2 locations to better serve the tri-state. Stop by their Hoods Creek Pike store next to Aldi's or check out their new location at 4560 13th Street. You'll find incredible deals on tires for most cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sargent's deals with every tire company, and if they don't have what you're looking for, they can have it in just a couple of days. Don't miss the incredible savings on tires for cars, trucks, and SUVs at Sargent's Wholesale Tires, Hoods Creek Pike next to Aldi's, and now located at 4560 13th Street in Ashland.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Back here on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hits Sports Network. James Collier, Brent Terry. Coach, it's time to get to our keys of the game and break down this matchup. Let's start first with the visitors on the scoreboard, the Raceland Rams. What do you like that you've seen with the Rams, especially last week with the game that we had against Holy Cross in the state semifinals? What do you see with the Rams they should be able to do here today?
Well, I think the key for them getting off offensively, obviously, we've got the obvious things about taking care of the football, limited pre-snap penalties, things like that. But I think the key for this offense to being able to move the ball today is going to be able to is blocking those second-level defenders from Pikeville. They've got a really nice group of linebackers that have all those. They play a 3-4 style, so they got that 4-man linebacking crew that have all tallied over 100 tackles. They've all tallied over 10 tackles for losses. So they're a very active group. So that second-level blocking, are they going to be able to get up to those guys on their inside gap scheme runs? Are they going to be able to take care of those two inside linebackers from Pikeville? And then on their perimeter run, which they did so well last week, they were able to get the perimeter run game going. They were able to get some balls out to the receivers. And so in that perimeter game, are they going to be able to block those two outside linebackers, Wright and Anthony, who are so active for Pikeville? Once they did that against Holy Cross, it really opened up the inside game. They were able to run the ball between the tackles a little bit. Once they got the perimeter run going, that brought the linebackers up. They were able to find some throws over the middle. So it all kind of works together. So, being able to handle those second-level defenders is going to be key today.
I think one of the things you look at when defensively, when you see both of these teams, those linebackers, they're very close to the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, and that really opens up some of your options through that passing game on those crossing routes.
Absolutely. Being able to a little play-action pass, you get those linebackers play very close to the line of scrimmage, as you said, and they're very active. They have quick triggers. They've all made several tackles for losses, so they really want to get nosy, and they get up in there, and they want to stop the run. So, when you do that, you've got to be able to take advantage of those open windows in their defense and hit some of those crossing routes, hit some of those inside curls or inside digs. And if you can do that, that'll back them up a little bit, and then you can be able to run the football.
When you are playing against two dynamic rushing teams like what we see here today with Birchfield kind of leading the charge for Pikeville, Noah Wallace leading the charge, along with Isaac Browning for Raceland, if you have someone that misses an assignment with 7 guys up in the box like that, that's what leads to those explosives on the back end.
Yeah, it leads to explosive. If you miss a guy, like Coach Sam was talking about, one of the keys for that Raceland defense today is being able to stop Birchfield. And he's like he said, you're not going to stop him, but slowing him down, right? He's got. I was looking here. He's got 195 carries on the year, 15 a game. Their next leading rusher is Tavion Boykin, with only 47 carries, so 197 to 47. So that offense is going to run through him. And not letting him kind of get off, not letting him shed off tacklers. He's not a burner necessarily, but he is kind of slippery. He does a great job of yards after contact, and so he can kind of shed those guys and not letting those 5- and 6-yard runs turn into 12- and 15-yard runs.
Quarterback play today is going to have to be a part of the element. And again, talking with Coach this week, he said neither team wants to throw the football 25 times. They would both love to run it 30, 40, 50 times, even if they had to. But you look at the efficiency from the quarterback. Logan Lundy this year, over 2,000 yards, over 4,000 in his career in his second season, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Isaac Duty, a sophomore, 20 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's been the situation in the postseason. They've thrown the football when they've had to. The running game has taken care of everything else.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to kind of throw it like you said. Throw it when you want to. When you want to throw it, you can, but you don't have to throw. You're not forced into those throwing situations where it puts your offensive line at a disadvantage when they know you've got to throw it when you're in 3rd and long behind the chains. It makes it tough to protect the passer sometimes, and there aren't, quarterbacks, all quarterbacks suffer when they're under some pressure. So those two guys have been very efficient for their teams, and that's what I wrote down here is Lundy's the X factor today, I think, for Raceland. He's the quarterback. He's got to be efficient in the passing game, but he's got to be a willing and effective runner. And their spread stuff, that being able to run the quarterback kind of evens up the numbers, gives your offensive line a chance to get a hat on a hat. You can use the running back in the blocking scheme a little bit. So he's got to be an effective and willing runner today to get the offense moving.
Let's take our final break. When we return, we'll have kickoff for the Class Single A State Championship, Raceland and Pikeville. When we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
When you need collision work or mechanical work on your vehicle, go to Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Bowman's can do frame repair for ICAR certification. They have a downdraft bake oven for factory paint finish, and they get your vehicle back to its pre-accident condition with qualified ICAR Gold certified technicians. Bowman's is also an ASE certified mechanic shop providing transmission flushes, steering and suspension services, AC services, oil changes, and tune-ups. At Bowman's, they always strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837. JD Flooring 2017 Ashland Road Greenup has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's prices. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup at 473-0411 for a free estimate. A call to 473-0411 can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company's products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Distinctive Specialty Tees is celebrating 30 years of serving area schools and businesses, and DSI wants to thank all of the many customers who have made their business successful. DSI is located just down from Raceland High School, and all of the folks at DSI want to wish the Rams the best of luck in today's state Class A football championship game. Don't forget, DSI can take care of all of your screen printing, vinyl, and embroidery needs. That's Distinctive Specialty Tees, 511 Greenup Avenue, Raceland. Call 833-5551 or go to supertees.com and be sure to find them on Facebook. Go Rams from Distinctive Specialty Tees.
Raceland Christian Church. The best
And back here. And back here at Kroger Field, Lexington, Kentucky, the Class Single A State Championship game. James Collier, Brent Terry, happy to have you along with us here as the Rams and the Pikeville Panthers getting ready to settle things for the first of 6 state championships to be decided here at UK's football complex this weekend. Class 1A, 2A, and 4A plays today. Then they come back with Class 3, 6, and 5. They rotate them. It's so weird of how they do it. They'll play tomorrow. So captains making their way out for the Rams is Landon Newman, Reese Winters, Drew Burke, and Clay Coldiron. For Pikeville, Grant Scott, Blake Birchfield, Carson Wright, and Mason Sayers. Rams will be in the white tops, orange bottoms, orange lids, orange numerals on the front and the back, and Raceland across the chest. Pikeville in the maroon tops, white bottoms, white lids with the maroon striping and the Pikeville P on the side, and numerals in white. Raceland will be the visitors on the scoreboard. They come in with the second highest RPI ranking in the state. Pikeville was number 1. That did not play out that way until the last week of the regular season. Raceland had been in the 3 spot, and then a win in their final game of the regular season against Lawrence and a hazard loss to Shelby Valley sent the Rams into the 2nd position. So the Rams have been at home for a month, have the Panthers. Now a neutral field site and ready to get things underway here in just a few moments. A very breezy afternoon, but the sun's starting to peek through the clouds. A bit chilly this morning when we started down on the field around 10 o'clock. But looking right now, 49 degrees. We should see temperatures up around the mid-50s. Windy conditions that we talked about out of the south. That's blowing toward the scoreboard to our left, high atop the press box here. But wind gusts around 15 today. And the sustained wind is going to stay around 10.
It is big tail. All right, got it. Spin around.
Coin toss is complete.
Pikeville won the toss and will receive.
So Pikeville wins the toss. They want the football. Coach, that's telling your opposing team, we think we can score on your defense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking. They want to get the ball first. They want to get off to a quick start. They want to try to get the first points on the board. You know, they want to get the first punch in this heavyweight fight.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by the Greenup County Public Library. Explore all the possibilities at the Greenup County Public Library in Greenup, Flatwoods, and South Shore. Kurt Robinson State Farm Insurance for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, and health. See Kurt Robinson and the good folks at Kurt Robinson State Farm Insurance. All first downs brought to you in part by Ram Pharmacy, Greenup Avenue in Raceland. Ram Pharmacy, your friend for life. 606-836-RAMS. And all visits inside the orange zone and touchdowns for the Rams today is brought to you in part by Dr. Shannon Johnson and Johnson Chiropractic. When muscle pain and joint pain slow you down, let Doc get your body realigned. 606-473-5151. Well, the senior Peyton Eisen had a career milestone last week on his first extra point attempt. He banged through career number 150. He'll put it on the tee at the 40-yard line at Kroger Field. He'll kick it from right to left as we view it. Back deep to return for the Panthers. Blake Birchfield on the near side. And Ison's kick drives the return man all the way back to the 4. A nice return out to the 15, and then a big open field tackle there as Isaac Browning makes the big hit. And a nice start for the Rams as the Panthers will bring their high-powered offense led by Blake Birchfield onto the field. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 15. Ball centered a little bit toward the far side hash marks. Coach, we were talking about this coming down. Hash marks a little tighter on this field than a regular high school field.
Yeah, about 2 yards on each side for the hash marks. So they're a little bit more narrow, but it shouldn't play too big a factor in the game, really.
Birchfield, a direct snap, brings it off to the near side edge. Snap, breaks a tackle, and he's down the sideline. He's got one man to beat, and he may take this one to the house. 85 yards on the opening series, and Pikeville, just like that, leads this one 6-0.
Yeah, just to get him in there, just running kind of an old-school power off-tackle play to the right there and just catch a seam and able to outrun everybody to the end zone.
Went with a little bit of trickery there from the Wildcat, and he got off the edge, and as soon as he found the edge, the entire stadium knew what was coming as Birchfield visits the end zone for the 33rd time this season. Extra point attempt coming now. The high snap, the kick is up and is no good. So it's 6-0 with 11:38 to play here in the opening quarter. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brands, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
WLGC-FM, Greenup.
One play that goes 85 yards, and Blake Birchfield has Pikeville leading 6-0 as the first play of the 2022 state playoffs finds Pater. Jacob Rogers' extra point fails. That's very uncharacteristic. Rogers kicking at an 88% clip coming into this game, 61 of 69, but this one misses wide left. Rogers puts it in the air. Backpedaling to the 10 is Browning. Running across the 20, makes a nice cut to the outside edge and gets out to the 25-yard line on the far sideline. And that's where the Rams will start things off. Weston Bevins in on the stop for the Panthers. So here comes the 13-1 Raceland Rams. Mike Sammons in his 9th season. Started with the Rams as the head coach back in 2014. Brings a record of 85-33 to the game today. A 72% winning percentage. He's 21-8 in the postseason. Has won 4 games in the postseason, only once coming into this year. Here's a direct snap to Connor Hughes. He comes right off the left edge. And, Coach, both teams elected to go Wildcat out of the gate.
Yeah, right out of the bat. Both teams put maybe their best threat running the football behind center and snap it to him and cuts down on mistakes, I guess, a little bit. But both early carries for those guys.
2nd down and 3 after a gain of 7. Logan Lundy into the ball game now as a quarterback position. Lundy claps for it, gives it off to Noah Wallace. Wallace looking for a hole, cuts back up the middle and dives through the right edge across the 35 out to the 36. And that'll move the sticks, I believe. Yes, it will. Move the sticks and a Ram Pharmacy first down. That's something you like to see. Move the ball on the first series, especially after falling behind early.
Yeah, no need to panic. Obviously, you kind of have that sense a little bit of panic, but you can't do that. Just stay within yourself. Do what you plan to do. Stay with your script that you had set coming into the first series.
Braden Webb in the backfield now with Logan Lundy. Lundy keeps it himself, follows Webb, finds a big hole off the left edge, cuts back in at the 45. He's across midfield as Mason Likens steals the edge as well. He'll take it down to the Panthers' 48-yard line and another Ram Pharmacy first down.
Nice run there by running back Noah Wallace. We talked about perimeter blocking. Really a nice block there by number 2, Noah Wallace. He was able to get Scott sealed there for Pikeville.
Football placed right below the UK logo at midfield here at Kroger Field. 1st and 10 Rams inside of Panthers territory. Wallace in the backfield, a left sidecar of Lundy from the gun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. That's the boundary. The turn, the give to Wallace. Wallace angles left, comes back off the edge, and then is finally shoved to the ground just shy of the 45. He'll get the 46, a gain of 2, make it 2nd down 8. Inside of 10 minutes to go, 6-0 Pikeville here in the opening quarter of the state championship in Class Single A. Lundy goes all the way to the far sideline, gets the call, brings the call back into his huddle. Hughes and Fannin will go far side. That's the wide side right. Lundy with Wallace to his left and Browning as an offset H-back. Lundy wants to throw, pumps, coming deep, looking for Mason Likens. Likens goes up in traffic and hauls it in at the 15. What a pitch and catch from Lundy to Likens, and it's down inside the Johnson Chiropractic Orange Zone. 1st and 10 Raceland on a Ram Pharmacy first down, all the way down to the 13.
Lundy put that in absolutely a perfect spot, right between Reed and Wright, the safety in the corner. Just a fantastic throw.
Likens on the season leads the team with 11 touchdowns, 2nd in Class Single A. And now the Rams threatening to answer the early points by the Panthers. Here's the take, the give to Wallace. Wallace knifing his way off right guard, dives across the 10, down around the 8 or 9, depending on the spot of the football.
Really a good sign for that Raceland offense that their offensive line right now is able to get some push, and they're moving into that second level with these runs, hitting them at between 4 and 5 yards right now.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down 6, right between the hashes at the Panthers' 9-yard line. They can move the sticks for a first down at the 3. Wallace in the right sidecar this time. Lundy wants to follow him. He's gashing his way right up the gut. A penalty marker flies from behind. It's a first down for the moment, but it's probably coming back to a hole. Coach, usually you see that penalty marker fly from that direction. It's usually a hole.
Yeah, that's usually what you get there. Pikeville electing to pressure for the first time. They bring some inside pressure right there, but picked up pretty well from the offensive line. But unfortunately, somebody got a handful of jersey there.
That someone was the left tackle of Clay Coldiron, 6'2", 195-pound senior. So negate the play that would have set up 1st and goal, and they'll move the football back to the 16-yard line now. Now the Rams behind the stick. Make it 2nd down 13 for the Rams. Isaac Browning starts now on the left sidecar of Lundy. 2 receivers right, 1 left, an H-back of Webb. Lundy hands it off to Browning. Browning a little sidestep as he gets to the 15. Scoots forward for 1 more to the 14. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
We've seen one of the first adjustments there for Pikeville. That time they spun down one of the safeties and kicked the outside linebacker down into the box to give him an extra hat to try to defend the between the tackle run game that Raceland's been successful with so far. Raceland
on the season, 57 of 108. That's 52.8% on 3rd down conversion. They've got a big one coming up right here on 3rd down and 11. And Raceland's going to burn a timeout to talk this one over. Coach, in this situation, it's early in the ball game, but right now you really want to come away with 7.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got a great opportunity to move the ball down inside the 15-yard line here, so you do have an opportunity a little bit behind the chains. Can get a first down around the 3-yard line, but already seen a little cat and mouse. Pikeville spinning down a safety to give them an extra hat in the box on the previous play. The play here before the timeout, they went back to 2 high safeties and kind of a middle field open. So it'll be interesting how Raceland decides to attack this too high safety look here.
Again, we talked about the 17th all-time meeting. They played back in the early 40s, then a couple of games in the 50s. Then they sat idle all the way until 1989, played back-to-back in 89 and 90. Then they got into playing twice in the season as they ended up in the same district region way in 11 and 12. They played again in 13, then went idle again until 2017, and they've met at least once all the way through for the last 6 years, from 2017 all the way until this meeting here. First time ever meeting in a state championship. All right, out of the timeout, Lundy starts with Browning on his right hip, using Fannin to the right side. Likens all alone to the left. One high safety for Lundy on 3rd down and 11. Pressure's coming up the middle. Lundy wants to throw, zips it to the outside. Man, had Connor Hughes at the sticks, but the pass flies wide, incomplete, and brings up 4th down. Clock will rest with 7:29 to play. And here comes an opportunity for points as they'll go for a field goal attempt. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line, so about a 31-yard kick for Peyton Eisen, who's 3 for 4 in field goal attempts on the season.
Kicking with a significant win. I say it's certainly better than kicking against it, obviously, right here.
Connor used to set it down. Ben Taylor to put it in motion. It's back. It's down. The kick is up and is good. So the field goal attempt from Peyton Eisen has the Rams on the board. It's 7-3 with 7:25 to play in the first quarter. We continue after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
Distinctive Specialty Tees is celebrating 30 years of serving area schools and businesses, and DSI wants to thank all of the many customers who have made their business successful. DSI is located just down from Raceland High School, and all of the folks at DSI want to wish the Rams the best of luck in today's state Class A football championship game. Don't forget, DSI can take care of all of your screen printing, vinyl, and embroidery needs. That's Distinctive Specialty Tees, 511 Greenup Avenue, Raceland. Call 833-5551 or go to supertees.com and be sure to find them on Facebook. Go Rams from Distinctive Specialty Tees.
Well, a 10-play drive, 4 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock. Raceland elects to go with a 31-yard field goal attempt after taking the ball 60 yards, and it's 6-3 with 7:25 to play here in the opening quarter. Cloudy afternoon, breezy conditions here on this second day of December. Now the Rams will kick the football back to the Panthers. And again, trying to keep it away from Blake Birchfield, I believe, is the goal. Bevins runs underneath it at the 10, cuts across the 20, turns upfield, crosses the 25, and then gets leveled right there by Braden Webb, one of those 16 seniors on the team this year. And the Panthers will have the football 1st and 10 from their own 26. Now the question is, do we see Blake Birchfield as a Wildcat quarterback again, or do we see the sophomore Isaac Duty? And here comes Isaac Duty out for his first snap of the ball game. 6-3, 7:19 to play in the first. We'll start with Brendan Anthony as an offset H-back and a pistol look. A high snap. Duty pulls it down. They give it off to Birchfield, and he's swallowed up. A host of Rams leading the charge is the senior Ben Taylor. He came off the line unabated and blew the play up for a loss. Back to the 22 on a loss of 4.
High snap from the center right there. Really a nice catch by Duty. It could have been worse than just a lost yardage play if he hadn't made a nice catch there.
So behind the sticks are the Panthers now, as it's 2nd and 14. 2 receivers left, 1 right with an H-back. Birchfield will start on the right side, car of duty. Little play action, zips it out near side of Wade Hensley. He gets met immediately. Nice open field tackle there. As Landon Newman was the first man there. Cam Bell, Noah Wallace, and Jackson Heighton in on the stop. Put the football just shy of the 29-yard line and bring up 3rd down and 8. Raceland defensively this season, 24% third down conversions they've allowed on 35 of 146. This is right here. They need the 36-yard line for the Panthers to be able to move the sticks, and this is a big opportunity here for the Rams to kind of seize the moment of this ball game.
Yeah, this would be a great opportunity to force a punt here.
Duty rolling out, flings it across the middle, and was looking for Wade Hensley. Parker Fannin made contact as Hensley tried to come in on a quick slant. Pass is incomplete. No penalty marker flies, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, the first 2 pass attempts from Duty, both they're targeting Wade Hensley right there. He leads their team with 25 receptions now, and so he's a target for them, and they're trying to force the ball in there, but Rams secondary all over it.
But Blake Cottle will punt it away. Connor Hughes back at his own 40 to return it. And it's a blocked kick. Pikeville picks it up, though. They'll scramble to the near sideline at the 40. And no.
So that punt was blocked, and then that ball goes past the line of scrimmage. That's going to be first touching. That's going to be Raceland's ball.
It's going to be Raceland's ball where the ball is touched.
He cannot advance that ball.
No.
Where it was first touch, he should pick it up there and be Rams ball in positive territory here. The punter trying to just make sure that somebody rushed. He's just kind of fooling around, letting the coverage, I guess, get down there before he punted it. And he waited too long.
Well, and it looked like he was almost trying to go with a fake, and then he angled himself a little bit to the left, and in the process doing that. So then in the process, that allowed the pressure to come up the middle. So now the Rams will have the football at the Panthers 31.
First big special teams mistake of the day.
We talked about that in pregame when I talked with Coach Sammons. I said the kicking game could be huge in a contest like this. Right there, we see how much this one could be, as the Rams are just a few yards away from already being in field goal range. They would certainly like to punch this one in to take the opening lead here in the first. Blitzing off the edge, Logan Lundy following his big man off the right edge. He rumbles and stumbles across the 25. He's down near the 20. And the Rams knocking on the orange zone door here on their second possession after the blocked punt, as Lundy takes it down to the 22-yard line. That's a gain of 9, and it's 2nd down 1.
Right now, Raceland just taking it right at Pikeville's front.
Lundy in a double-barrel shotgun look now with Browning and Webb in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Lundy on 2nd and 1. To take the counter give off to Browning, and he gets swallowed up as he gets into the hole. As flying in there off the edge was Ricardo Perez, 5'11 senior. A loss of 2 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Perez kind of followed that GT counter to the field there. Perez just kind of following the tackle around. Nobody to clean him up with the field. He makes the play behind the line.
Browning stays in the backfield. Parker Fannin is an attached tight end to the left. 2 receivers left, 1 right. 5 hats across the line for the Panthers on 3rd down and 3. Lundy claps, keeps it himself, finds a hole off the left edge. He stood up as he gets to it. It's going to be just shy, as they're going to say forward progress was stopped at the 23. So it's going to be 4th down and 2 for the Rams. And a big opportunity here for a decision for Mike Sammons with 4:10 to go in the first quarter, trailing 6-3. From this spot, it would be roughly about a 40-yard field goal attempt, but the offense for the moment appears to be staying on the field. Raceland on the season, 15 of 25 on 4th down conversion attempts. That's 60%. Wallace and Browning in the backfield with Connor Hughes now as the Wildcat. Hughes cuts off the outside edge, loses the football. It's scooped up and on the way the other direction. Deontay Stevens with the scoop and score. He's going to return it all the way from the 30. And The question was Hughes ever down?
I don't think so. We'll probably see it here on replay, but they go with the double isolation play, and it's kind of, he tries to bounce it, nothing right at the point of attack. He bounces it out but loses control of the ball.
Taking a look here at the replay. No, he lost the football. Coming in and knocking it loose was Carson Wright, one of those linebackers. This team coming in, they've had 9 fumble recoveries, 1 touchdown coming into the ball game, make it 10-2. And Pikeville leads this one as they extend their lead. Now 12-3, and they're going to line up and go for 2. Duty will start with a man in motion. Wants to throw, pumps, fires it to the back of the end zone, and he's got Grant Scott there for the 2-point conversion, and it's 14-3 Pikeville. 3:30 to play in the first. We're back after this on the Coed Sports Network.
Sargent's Wholesale Tires now has 2 locations to better serve the tri-state. Stop by their Hoods Creek Pike store next to Aldi's or check out their new location at 4560 13th Street. You'll find incredible deals on tires for most cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sargent's deals with every tire company, and if they don't have what you're looking for, they can have it in just a couple of days. Don't miss the incredible savings on tires for cars, trucks, and SUVs at Sargent's Wholesale Tires, Hoods Creek Pike next to Aldi's, and now located at 4560 13th Street in Ashland.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
Well, the Rams look to have an opportunity to even this game at 6. Instead, a 4th down conversion goes awry, and a scoop and score that goes officially 74 yards by Deontay Stevens for the second fumble recovery return for a touchdown for the Panthers this season. And instead of it being a 6-3 or a 6-6 ball game, it's 14-0 Panthers with 3:30 to play here in the first. Jacob Rogers out for the kickoff duties. He's got it at the 40-yard line right between the hashes. The approach sends it deep. Mason Likens backpedals at the 6. Takes it to the far sideline, 20, bounces to the outside line, 30, 35, 40, and then slides out of bounds into his bench. But a nice return there by Mason Likens. As the Rams will start off with another good field position, but Coach, you've got to put that blast play behind you very quickly.
Yeah, we've had things going, moving in the right direction. We've been able to move the ball on the ground. It's going to be interesting to see how Pike will counter. They had spun a safety down, added a guy to the line of scrimmage there on that last play. But really no reason to panic. Been able to move the football. Just stopped ourselves, really. The Rams have stopped the Rams with the holding penalty early and the false fumble there.
At the 40-yard line of the Rams, 1st and 10, and a twin step for Lundy. 3 hats across the line for the Panthers. Birchfield coming off the edge. Lundy keeps it himself. He barrels forward right up the right hash mark and picks up 3 to the 43, 2nd down 7.
Pike will start to use a little more pressure. That's their first down pressure of the game.
By bringing Birchfield out of that safety position, walking him down off the line. So 2nd and 7 on the far hash mark for Lundy. Isaac Browning as a right sidecar and a twin set, wide side left. 4 hats across the line this time for the Panthers, 1 high safety. Lundy surveys. Claps the hands. 3-step drop, surveying, looking across the middle of the field. Pumps, fires. Ball's tipped and nearly picked off. Right there in the middle was Devin DeRosset off the defensive line. He nearly had the interception. The ball falls incomplete. Clock resting 2:36 and brings up 3rd down and 7. Lundy last year when these two teams met down in Pikeville was 9 of 13 for 52 yards and 3 interceptions. That time he had his man there, was looking for Parker Fannin, and the ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage. The Panthers trying to get the offense off the field and trying to add their 14-3 lead on a 3rd down and 7 here with Lundy in a trips look left, 1 right. That's used. Lundy takes, clean pocket, stands in the pocket, zips it out to Hughes, and that one's deflected away. Brandon Anthony out of that linebacking course swats it down, 4th down.
You know, we talked about how active those guys are right there. Carson Wright already with a forced fumble, and now Brendan Wright with a deflected pass.
The Rams will punt for the first time in a ball game. Only the 18th punt coming, averaging 38.4 yards a kick. And Blake Birchfield standing right below the SEC logo as a high snap to Likens, an end-over-end kick coming near sideline away from Birchfield, and it will tumble to a rest at the 30-yard line for the Panthers. So 1st and 10 with 2:24 to play in the opening quarter, and Pikeville leading this one 14-3.
It's early in this game, but this feels like an important possession already. The 2:24 left in the quarter, but an important defensive possession here for the Rams.
Duty turning, looking to the sideline. He's been kind of a little bit unsettled early on, has not thrown the ball very well. 1 of 2 for 7 yards. He'll start in a double-barrel shotgun look. Now they'll walk the 2 men up to the line. It's a direct snap to Birchfield. Birchfield with a head of steam on 1st down, pushes it out just shy of the 35. And that's, again, something else that we've seen in this football game from the very first snap, a direct snap to Birchfield to keep him involved in everything they're doing offensively. Gain of 5, make it, or just shy of 5, so make it a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. They're going an offset pistol look this time with Birchfield 3 yards behind Duty. The turn to give to Birchfield. Birchfield trying to bust it to the outside edge. His second effort should move the sticks as he gets out to the 40-yard line, and that'll move the chain and a 1st down for the Panthers.
A nice play there, kind of squeezing the point of attack. They get the 1st down, but not a big gain. They did a nice job of kind of squeezing and making Birchfield kind of move it up into the line of scrimmage where the linebackers were able to make a quick tackle.
90 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. 14-3, Pikeville leading this one. Duty on 1st and 10, claps the hands, a high snap. A busted play, keeps it himself, rolls out to the edge, and he gets followed up. A wall of white jerseys leading the charge. There was Jackson Height and Elias Jackson off the edge as well. No gain on the play, 2nd down 10.
Penetration there from Shannon Wall, 5'9", 180-pound nose guard, getting into the backfield and messing up the timing of that play.
That was one of those plays, too. It was almost blown up to the point of another kind of mishandle on the snap there. Duty did a great job of pulling that one down. They're going to go into a wildcat again. Duty goes out wide. Birchfield in the backfield. He'll keep it himself, follow his blocker off the right edge, finds a hole, and a big hole closes up very quickly as Noah Wallace comes in and lays the boom.
Really nice job at the point of attack from the Raceland defensive line. Made Birchfield bounce that ball outside where Wallace cleaned him up.
So a gain of 2 makes it 3rd down and 8.
These are the kind of down and distances you want to force Pikeville into.
Neither team has converted a 3rd down thus far in this ball game. Play clock is at 12. They're still in the huddle. They break it at 10. Quickly they get set. And penalty marker flies. They get a man in motion as Wade Hensley, I believe, was the man who jumped. Both sides are pointing.
Going to be some discussion.
Yeah, now the officiating crew is going to come together on this one.
And you got the fact that did the clock run out before anyone got into the neutral zone?
Yes. Our white hat today is Alan Gray.
There is no penalty.
Okay, so there's no penalty, but the game clock expired before the clock. So that takes us to the end of quarter number 1, 14-3. Our second quarter when we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
Second quarter getting ready to get underway here high atop Kroger Field. James Collier, Brent Terry, happy to have you along with us here. 14-3, Pikeville leading Raceland. And the Panthers will flip in, so they'll work it from right to left as we view it. They'll have the football 3rd down and 8 from their own 42-yard line. Isaac Duty, sophomore quarterback for the Panthers, puts 2 receivers on the boundary right, 1 left. Birchfield in the backfield. Duty rolling out, pressure coming. He's in the backfield, slips 1 tackle, fires it across. Now it's picked off. Mason Likens runs underneath it at the 45-yard line, and there's the turnover the Rams needed. Likens takes his 3rd interception of the year, number 24 for the team that leads that category in the state. And a big takeaway there by the Rams. Now the white hat is...
We have a penalty flag way over here on the Ram boundary, about the 40-yard line, way behind the play. I didn't see it come out, so I don't know if it was during what the timing of it is here.
Check in with our white hats, Alan Gray. Now there's some more conversation. Mike Salmon walking back toward his bench and does not look pleased. It's all the way down here at the 40-yard line, and it's against the Rams. Wow. So instead of the turnover, it becomes a 10-yard penalty that moves the stick and converts the first 3rd down of the ball game from either side and puts Pikeville at the Rams' 48-yard line. That's huge, Coach.
Yeah, that's a really tough break right there. Must have been a holding in the secondary. I certainly didn't see it, but the back judge made the call.
Here's Birchfield on a direct snap, trying to bounce it to the outside edge, and there is nothing there. Great job by the Rams following that one up. Jackson Height making the stop as he jumps on his back for a loss of 1 and then helps him up off the turf.
Connor Hughes right there able to kind of maintain his leverage as he's being blocked, forces Birchfield to kind of stutter a little bit so that Heighton can clean him up.
2nd down, 11. Here in the first minute of the first half. And to put in perspective, Coach, of the win, the ball just blew across the turf from the 49 all the way back to the midfield stripe. Duty in the gun. The snap, the give to Birchfield. Birchfield goes right up the near side hash marks and is stopped right at the 45 of the Rams. Jackson Heighten on the stop once again. It'll be 3rd down.
Again, this is the situation you want to get Pikeville's offense in. They're in that 3rd long situation. They're obviously not very comfortable here. Last time was a little sprint out pass. It ended up being intercepted by Lycan. Chance to get them stopped again.
Birchfield, 85 yards on 1 play. He's only got 87 in the ball game. So the Rams have contained him. Can they do it once again? 3rd down and long. Duty on a counter play. Birchfield tries to find a hole, and he comes back up the near side hash mark, and there's a wall of white jerseys waiting on him. Braden Webb was there first. Also on the stop was Ben Taylor. So the interception that's negated due to the penalty turns out to be all for naught. And the Rams will force a stop and a punt coming up here from Blake Cottle. Connor Hughes will stand back inside his own 15 as the sun pops out for the first time today. Cottle, a low kick. Didn't get a lot on this one, but it does get a great bounce as it tumbles across the 10 and all the way down near the 5. An ugly kick, but it turns out perfect on the stat sheet as the Rams will have the shadow of their own goal line on their back at the 6-yard line with 9:53 to play in the half.
Yeah, big hat tip to the Rams defense right there. Getting them in a 3rd and long and then playing the run on the way to they're rushing the passer, but they play the run on the way to the quarterback right there and take the draw. Great job getting them off the field. Gives the offense a chance.
Lundy on 1st and 10, standing on his own 1 with Wallace and Browning in the backfield. Lundy claps his hand, gives it off to Browning. Browning trying to stretch it to the outside edge, finds a crease off that edge and gets out to the 10, the 11. Gain of 5 on the play, brings up 2nd down 5. Browning, 85 carries for 634 yards on the season, 9 touchdowns. Ran for 118 last week, his second 100-yard rushing game of the season, also in his career. He rushed for 100 yards earlier in the season. Trips right, that's the wide side. 1 left with Browning in the backfield. 3 hats across the line. Lundy's going to keep it himself. Comes off left edge and gets stood up, fighting for some extra yards. Gets the 13, just shy of the 14. So a gain of 2 brings up 3rd down and about 3.
An important 3rd down. You don't want to have to punt in from inside your own 20. So to move the chains here on 3rd and 4 would be important.
Sun blanketing the field here for the first time on a cool afternoon in Lexington. 3rd down and 3. Pikeville loading the box. Showing blitz. Lundy wants to throw. Zips it out to Likens. Likens makes the grab, angles for the stick, and he gets it off the far side edge as he'll get out to the 19 and move the sticks for a Ram Pharmacy 1st down.
Nice call by Coach Sammons right there. Like you said, loaded the box so they get the smoke screen out to the receiver and let him do his thing out on the perimeter, and you move the chain.
They'll say that he stepped out all the way back at the 17-yard line. So take a little bit off the backside, but he knew where he needed to get and angled it just enough to move the chain. So a fresh set of downs for the Rams. 8:30 to play in the first half. Lundy with Browning in his right sidecar. 3 hats across the line. Lundy keeps it himself. Comes off right edge and rolls out close to the 20 on a gain of 1.
Another isolation play. B-gap, lead or B-gap isolation. Lundy, a willing and really a punishing runner. Big kid, 6'3", over 200 pounds.
Well, they gave him a gain of 3 there on the roll. So take him all the way out to the nose of the football at the 20-yard line. This is a drive right here, Coach. The Rams need to find the end zone. Twin set for Lundy from the gun. Browning in the left sidecar this time. 3 hats across the line. 2 high safeties. Blitz coming off the edge. It's picked up. Lundy flushed out of the pocket. Wants to throw and has his man there who makes the grab in open field. As Noah Wallace made the grab back inside his own 50, angled into the center of the field and takes it down inside the 45. 1st and 10 Rams on a Ram Pharmacy 1st down. Take him down to the 44-yard line. So a 36-yard pitch and catch. That's Wallace's longest reception of the season. His previous was 35.
Great job of making himself available, breaking off his route, and making himself available for Lundy as he scrambled.
So Lundy, 1st and 10. Pressure coming off the edges to give to Browning. Browning bounces to the outside. He's got a big hold. He's across the 35, stays in bounds, hits the P button at the 30th, and drives himself down near the 25. Nice run there by Isaac Browning, the 5'9" junior. He'll be out at the 27-yard line, but another Ram Pharmacy 1st down as the Rams offense once again marching down the field.
Doing it with isolation, nothing fancy. Hammering the ball to the inside of that Pikeville defense.
Browning with 4 carries for 22 in the ball game. Lundy on 1st and 10. calls his own number, goes off left center, and crosses the 25. He'll be down at the 25-yard line. So a gain of 2 on the play, brings up second down 8. Raceland out gaining Pikeville 145 to 104, and 85 of those coming on the first play of the ballgame, Coach.
Yeah, the defense has played well. They've gotten a couple of stops on third down, and that last stop really important to put this Rams offense back on the field, and they're taking advantage of this opportunity.
Wallace and Likens, boundary left. Blitz coming. Hughes trying to bounce it to the outside edge, slips forward, and gets down near the 20. They're going to say stepped out back at the 23-yard line, though. So it's going to bring up third down for the Rams. 6:13 to play on the rested clock. Panthers leading this one by 11. So right in between the 22 and 23-yard line. Makes it third down and 5.
Will we see Pikeville use the blitz here, or are they going to play coverage?
Webb and Wallace in the backfield with Lundy. Lundy claps the turn to give to Wallace. Wallace finds a crease, takes it off the right edge, and gets to the 21-yard line, and that's going to bring up fourth down. So it would be about a 38-yard field goal. Kicking into the wind now would be the Rams, and the offense is going to stay on the field.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call. That's a pretty long field goal into this wind.
You can see the flags really dancing away from the goalpost. So the offense will go for it here on fourth down. The last fourth down conversion was a fumble. Lundy goes in an empty set. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Lundy turns, looks to the sideline, and Mike Sammons is going to talk this one over. So 5:30 to play in the half. Rams trailing 14-3 and a 4th and 4 coming up on the other side of the timeout. This game brought to you in part by the Greenham County Public Library. Explore all the possibilities at the Greenham County Public Library in Greenham, Flatwoods, and South Shore. Kurt Robinson State Farm Insurance for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, and health. See Kurt Robinson and the good folks at Kurt Robinson State Farm Insurance. Well, the game started with a home run ball by Blake Birchfield, 85 yards on the first play from scrimmage. As he raced to the house, it was 6-0 after the missed extra point. Raceland drove all the way down into Pikeville territory, but stuttered a little bit there. Elected to go for a field goal. It was a 31-yard kick from Peyton Eisen. That made it 6-3. Raceland had a great opportunity after a short field on a blocked punt to at least tie the game, but possibly take the lead. They roll the dice on fourth down. A fumble comes out. The Panthers scoop and score. Deontay Stevens rumbles 74 yards to pay dirt. 2-point conversion is good, and it's 14-3 with 5:30 to play here in the first half. Raceland out gaining Pikeville 151 to 104. The Panthers have yet to convert on a third down. They're 0 for 2. Raceland only 1 for 5. And again, of the 104 total yards that the Panthers have to show for, 85 of that on one play.
First play of the game. So here it is. So it'll be interesting here. Anxious to see. Looks like Pikeville initially lining up in a too high, middle of the field open kind of defense.
Empty set for Lundy on fourth down and 4. Man goes in motion is Browning. He'll attach to the right car. Now it moves out of the backfield to the left. Lundy wants to throw on fourth down. Dips it across on a quick crossing route. Was looking for Parker Fannin. He was blanketed as he made the inward cut, and the pass falls incomplete. It's a turnover on down.
Pikeville decides to rush 3 and drop 8, try to take away some of those underneath windows, and they're able to do it.
So the Panthers, again, stand tall, and they'll get the football back on their own 21-yard line. If the Rams defense can continue to be stingy and limit the Panthers to any more points here in the first half. Duty on 1st and 10. The turn to give to Birchfield. Birchfield nearly bursted through as he gets out across the 25. Mason Likens saved probably 6. Give him out to the 28-yard line on a gain of 7. Brings up second down and 3.
Momentum is a real thing, and you just kind of feel with that stop that some of that momentum swung back to the Panther side right there. This is a big series. 14-3 is not an insurmountable lead by any means, but you don't want to get them up to 21 going into halftime. Big series for the defense.
Birchfield takes the snap, follows his blockers, and he is swallowed up as he goes off the right edge. He's across the 30 to the 31. That should be enough to move the stick. But again, the Rams being very well sounded up on that front line as they'll push him out to the 32, a gain of 4 and a 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Yeah, the nose guard right now, Wall, is playing really nice, being able to hold his own in the center and everybody able to maintain their gap, and that's keeping those runs at a minimum right now.
Duty back in at quarterback, Birchfield in his left pocket. The high snap to give to Birchfield. Birchfield goes off right center. Ben Taylor looks like the last man off the pile there for the Rams. Also in on the stop was Braden Webb. Give him a gain of 2 on the play. Makes it second down and 8.
Yeah, and I'm going to say his name again because he's not making the tackle, but Shannon Wall right now is really making it hard on Pikeville center. He's kind of pushing him into the backfield a little bit, disrupting a little bit of the timing with our guards and stuff. He's playing really, and that's allowing some of these other guys to make a play.
3 backs in the backfield this time with Birchfield now in a pistol look. The high snap, Birchfield follows his blockers, tries to bounce it to the outside edge, and gets to the left edge. A second effort takes him out to the 40 after the initial hit at the 37, but it will bring up third down. But a nice second effort there by Birchfield. Sets up third down and about 3. Just a bit over 3 looking at that marker across the way. It looks like it's just in between. And it looks like maybe a long 2, if you will.
This is the Pikeville plan. They're going to be satisfied with 4 or 5 yards at a time, convert on 3rd and short.
We'll go with a double wing this time. Birchfield in the backfield as the Wildcat, a high snap coming off the edge. Finds a seam. He has first down yardage and more. Noah Wallace comes in and makes the stop, but the Panthers will keep the chain moving as the clock will continue to tick under 3 minutes on the next snap by the Panthers. Raceland would love a big stop here to get the football back. They do get the football to start the second half, but the Rams certainly would like to go to the locker room with some momentum, trailing 14-3.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We're the first order of business, just trying to get Pikeville stopped right here. Whether you end up with points at half or not, that would be great. But keeping it 14-3, like I said, we're getting the ball at halftime is paramount.
Duty back in the backfield now is the pistol quarterback. He'll give it off to the tailback as the H-back. That was to Brendan Anthony. He slips a tackle, falls across the midfield stripe, but a penalty marker flies from the back, and it's probably a hold bringing this one backwards.
That Pikeville.
We'll get that one on Rico Perez, the left tackle for the Panthers.
Yeah, that Pikeville offense initially, and that they get in that offset eye. It's basically just an I formation with a king or queen fullback, kind of an offset fullback, and they use Anthony there to kind of run some inside zone when they're not giving it to Birchfield the majority of the time.
So an 8-yard loss on the play from the spot of the foul. So make it 1st and 18, and the Panthers, behind the stick. Play action Duty flips forward after finding a big hole off the left edge and is ridden out of bounds into the Panthers' stop line. Christian Wall was the man that wrestles him to the ground, but a play that was blown up in the backfield turns into a big gain and nearly moves the sticks for the Panthers. They're looking at it to determine whether they're going to make a measure. He's down at the Rams' 46. And they're going to make an official measurement on this one. Coach, that right there, a blown-up play that turns into a gain of 17, 18 yards. That's backbreaking.
Yeah, just, athleticism there from Duty, just finding the seam. That was going to be a waggle pass, an I formation play. They run the ball to Birchfield so much that the play action, the waggle off, that's very effective. But too much pressure from the Rams, and he just kind of found a seam, as good quarterbacks do sometimes, and was able to pull the ball down and make some yards.
We'll see what the measurement tells us on the other side of things. It's either going to be 2nd and inches or 1st and 10. Either way, it's going to be just enough. Move the sticks. So a gain of 18 for Isaac Duty, who came into the ball game only rushing the ball 18 times for 121 yards and 4 touchdowns. He picks up 18 on that scamper. Birchfield is over 100 yards, something that is not uncharacteristic for him this season. His season high was 350 on 21 totes with 6 touchdowns against Lexington Christian back in the middle part of the season. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Duty on the play action. Looks at pressure up the middle. Hit as he throws. It's a wounded duck. He's got Hensley near side, and Hensley can't run underneath it. Landon Newman was in protection. He was trying to catch up with Wade Hensley, but the only thing that probably saved the Rams there was he was hit as he threw, and it was a wounded duck that falls incomplete, brings up 2nd down 10.
Yeah, we were just talking about the effectiveness of the play action. Birchfield is such a dynamic guy out of the backfield that you've got to react anytime you fake the ball to him. And so they had a guy open down the field, but some pressure there from the Rams front caused the errant pass.
Lyndon Sammons was the man who got the pop on it. So 2nd down and 10. Get it off to Anthony. Flips one tackle in the backfield, fights forward to get to the 45, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long inside of 2 minutes to play in the half.
Yeah, there's our guy Wall again making didn't get the tackle, but certainly forced it out of where they wanted to run the football there.
Raceland still with 1 timeout remaining. A stop here, I would imagine the Rams would elect to use that timeout, and then they'll have to go into a 2-minute drill with no timeouts remaining. Pikeville could take this one down to about 120 before they snap it if they want to. Twin set for Duty on 3rd down and long. Rolling out right, looking right, dips it out to his man, Wade Hensley, who makes the grab at the 30-yard line. Right there was Landon Newman making the big stick on him, but it was enough to move the chain, and another Panthers 1st down to the 29-yard line of the Rams with 1:24 left to go in the half.
Duty doesn't throw it a lot, but effective in the passing game there, efficient in the passing game. Moves the chain.
1,436 yards on the year, completion rating of just under 69% for the sophomore. 1st and 10 with just over a minute to play. As he'll snap it here on 1st and down, keep it himself. Now he flips it out to his man Bevins, and he gets swallowed up off the edge. Noah Wallace with a big hit, and a loss back on the 30. And we'll see if the Panthers will burn a timeout here to kind of slow things down and talk about it, and they will. So, timeout, Pikeville, inside of a minute to play before halftime, 45 seconds to be exact. Stay with us at the break. We'll check all the scoring and stats from this one. We'll talk with Assistant Commissioner of the KHSAA, Joe Angolia, and kind of see what's going on around the world of the KHSAA for this weekend. And we'll get you ready for the second half of action here in the Class Single-A State Championship game. Pikeville currently leading 14-3. Raceland trying to hold the Panthers without more points, and the Rams will have the football to start the second half.
Yeah, this is an important 53 seconds here for the Rams.
Now they put a few seconds back on the clock there after they stopped at a 45. Looking at the kicker for the Panthers, Jacob Rogers. He's attempted 3 field goals this season. He's connected on 2 of those. And one would have to think probably have to get around the 20-yard line to even think about being in range. He is kicking with the wind at his back if he does get that opportunity. Pike will still with 2 timeouts. Raceland with 1. Good crowd on hand here from both sides. Sun finally peeking through the clouds. We saw cloud cover most of the morning on the way down to Lexington. And now the sun pretty much drenched in sunlight, or the field should be drenched in sunlight with just a little bit of shade creeping over top of the Panthers sideline. So 2nd and 11 from the Rams 30-yard line for Duty. Birchfield in his left pocket. Rams showing blitz. Duty wants to throw. Stands in the pocket. Lofts it out to the far side edge. He's got his man there. He reaches up, makes the grab, and can't hang on. He put it into the hands of Grant Scott. There is no way they can say this was a catch. That ball came out when he hit the ground.
Corner route there from Grant Scott to the field. They hit him on the 7 route or the corner route, a smash combination, a flat route in the corner. He had the ball, and then a short tackle knocked it out as he hit the ground. He did not survive the ground. That should be no catch.
Yeah, there we go. That shouldn't even been a conversation. That's atrocious. I mean, it's very clear you have to survive the ground. The ball came out in front of 2 officials, and we have to have 3 officials decide to conversate over this one to make the decision. So 3rd down and 11, clock resting with 46 seconds to play before halftime.
So you got to figure here that 3rd and 11, they're out of field goal range from here. So do they try to run the ball? They still have 2 timeouts that have got Birchfield, so they can run the ball here and take a timeout, try to set themselves up with figure it's 4-down territory, a better opportunity to make the 4th down in short.
And that's where I was going with that. This is 4-down territory without about because Raceland only has the 1 timeout, so
Correct.
You can go for it either way. Duty on 3rd down. Play action. Stands in the pocket. Pressure coming up the middle. Now moves to the left. Hit from behind, and he gets pile driven to the ground. Braden Webb and Jackson Heighton gets home. So the Rams get to the quarterback for the Panthers. Mike Sammons has not called for the timeout yet. It's lost back to the 33-yard line. And the Panthers do not have to snap this football if they do not want to, as the game clock is at 15. And let's see if Chris McNamee will burn a timeout to try to maybe go for one heave toward the end zone. I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're going to take this thing down to 1 or 2 seconds, call timeout, and then throw it in the end zone.
So 2 seconds remaining, 4th and 14 coming up. Coach, this is, again, take away 2 plays in this ball game, and it's been a stalemate.
Absolutely. The first play of the game, they come out and, a little wildcat look, maybe catch Raceland a little bit by surprise, and Birchfield takes it 85 to the house, and then the scoop and score on the 4th down attempt. Those 2 plays are really the highlights of the game.
Lundy leading the way, 8 carries for 40 yards. Isaac Browning, 4 for 22. Lundy's thrown for 73. Isaac Duty, 3 for 6 for 22 yards. Blake Birchfield, 12 for 115, his long of 85. And while we have a break in the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Class Single A State Football Championship on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Cool Hits 105.7, WLGC FM, Greenup, Ashland, Huntington.
Sunfield skies with some clouds hanging around, blanketing the field on the Panthers sideline as the final play of the half coming up with the Panthers having one final heave toward the end zone. Coach, how do you play this one here? You talk about prevent defense. Sometimes prevent prevents defenses from being played.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm sure they're going to go with probably 5 across back here, maybe around the 5, maybe all the way back to the goal line. You would like to force Duty. You would like to bring pressure from the field right here and force him into the boundary, which is also to his left-hand side. You don't want him. You don't try not to let him roll to the right where he can heave-ho this thing into the end zone.
Raceland with 5 guys across the 20-yard line, only 3 men rushing. Duty rolling out, stands in the pocket, now has to move left, fires it toward the back corner of the end zone, going toward Hensley, and Hensley reaches up and wrestles it away for the score. Wade Hensley gets into a jump ball situation. I'm trying to see who the player is that he went up with for Raceland on the far sideline, who was still down on the turf. But Wade Hensley hauls it in for the touchdown, and the Panthers have everything coming up their way here in the first half, as that was Parker Fannin who tried to swat it down and just could not get it out of the way.
Hensley kind of got down there and just posted him up, and Duty threw it up.
Hensley, 6'2", 205 pounds.
Just came down with a rebound, basically.
So we are at halftime, and the Rams still huddling around the player It was down in the end zone. Halftime here at Kroger Field, but still an extra point that has to be attended to. But they're calling for the athletic trainer to assist. Let's take a break for 60 seconds. We're back after this on the Coed Sports Network.
Clark's Pump and Shop now has Arco, a new brand of gasoline. Look for Arco gasoline and our brand new state-of-the-art pumps at several of our tri-state locations. Clark's Pump and Shop still offers the same clean stores and the same fast, friendly service you've always received. You may have noticed a new facelift at some of Clark's Pump and Shop locations, and we invite you to stop in and see for yourself. To learn more, visit us online at myclarkspns.com. Clark's Pump and Shop, where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Medical staff attending to Parker Fannin, who took a big spill there on that last play, attending to his left arm as they continue to try to take care of the needs for him before we still have an extra point to kick before going to halftime. We'll take another 60-second break. We're back after this on the Coed Sports Network.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Back here at Kroger Field as the athletic training staff continues to attend to Parker Fannin. And, Coach, this is a situation, again, you give up a crazy touchdown right before halftime going in. Now one of your fallen players is on the turf and being attended to. This is a tough pill to swallow for the Rams going into the locker room.
Absolutely. We talked about momentum swinging to Pikeville side a little bit earlier, and so now you have the touchdown, and you see one of your guys go down with a apparent arm injury. They're taking their time with him out there, and which kind of indicates that it's fairly serious. And it's very hard as you see all of Raceland's players down on a knee across the way. And when you see one of your brothers go down like that, it is tough. And then you throw on the fact that you're down 20-3 here, and Pikeville seems to have all the momentum, and breaks just kind of seem to be going their way. They catch them maybe by surprise a little bit on the first play of the game, and then you get a scoop and score, and then a kind of a Hail Mary pass here in the end zone, and you just kind of shake your head a little bit because you feel like everything's just kind of breaking against you right now. And so it's a tough feeling. Coach Sammons and the staff are going to have other work cut out for them at halftime to be able to get them moving in the right direction.
Fannin is up. His arm is in a splint and visibly in a lot of pain as he starts to trip toward the locker room. Tough sight to see there for the player making his trip back to the locker room.
But it is good to see him get up and walk off under his own power, and that'll make the other guys feel a little bit better that he is up, moving around. They were able to go over and pat him on the shoulder there a little bit. So that'll make them feel a little bit better, but they kind of got to put that behind them. Unfortunately, that's the football way, and you hate to do it, but as Pike will back out to attempt the extra point.
So Jacob Rogers for the extra point attempt. Ball is down, kick is up, and that one is true. And it's 21-3 at the break. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll take a look at scoring and stats from this one. We'll be joined by the Assistant Commissioner of the KHSAA, Joe Angolia, and we'll get you ready for the second half of action. Class A Championship, first half in the books, and the Panthers leading the Rams 21-3. Our coverage continues after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brands, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
Andrew Imel would like to say congratulations on a great season and wish the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship game. Andrew Imel appreciates the hard work and dedication these student athletes and their coaches put in, and supported by, of course, their families. Congratulations. And just like the Rams, Andrew Imel will be working hard for you. Andrew Imel, your newly elected Greenup County Clerk, wishing the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship. Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel. In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Back here at halftime at Kroger Field, 21-3, Pikeville leading Raceland. James Collier, Brent Terry, happy to have you along with us here. And now pleased to be joined by the Assistant Commissioner of the KHSAA, Joe Angolia. Joe, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Good to see you.
Hey, let's talk about the weekend. This is a busy weekend, and again, anytime you get into championship weekend around any of the state, it's busy, but football certainly is its own animal.
Sure, yeah. All of our events, there's a certain element that things ramping up for us. Obviously, we want to do the best we can for all these events, but the spotlight is certainly bigger on some of them, and the media demands as well. You're not going to have as many media broadcasts want to come in, as many photographers as you see we have littered across the field. So in that role for our communications director, it's constant. That a flood of phone calls. We want to make sure they're good to go to show up, and then our staff, a lot of boxes to check, things to make sure we have coordinated. I'm doing a lot of logistics now for the office, making sure things are here, like our trophies, make sure they show up on time, make sure we have our hotels squared away, make sure our truck's set up and all of our equipment. So there's just a lot that goes into it that I think people that don't know how the behind the scenes goes, they have no idea.
How much has Connor had to lean on you in this event because of your familiarity with it? And I guess this is really his first true go-around with the state championship football side.
This is, he started last January. So for him, this is his first time through football. And I tried to sit down with him before Thanksgiving. We have one other person that's new on our staff, less than a year, Kenny Elder. And I said, next week, these are the things you have to expect. Here's a checklist. Here's, if I was still doing this, here's how I would do it. Here's when I would do it. Over the weekend, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Everybody wants to relax, do a little shopping, Black Friday, whatever. But after those games Friday night, here's what you need to do each day. Get ahead of the game. Because Monday, that phone's not going to stop ringing. You have people asking credentials. Be good to go. Be broadcasting. So I try to give him a playbook. And if he follows the playbook, that's totally on him. But they're both good about asking me questions. But I do know he said to me Wednesday, he said, "You aren't kidding." He's like, this is crazy. And it's not as hectic as basketball. That's a whole nother level. But this one is certainly an elevation over what he's done this fall. Soccer ball, cross country.
Well, Joe, thanks for the time joining us here. Always a pleasure, my friend.
No problem. Good to see you.
Joe Angolia, Assistant Commissioner for the KHSAA. 21-3, our score at the half. We take a break. We'll look at some numbers when we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Sargent's Wholesale Tires now has 2 locations to better serve the tri-state. Stop by their Hoods Creek Pike store next to Aldi's or check out their new location at 4560 13th Street. You'll find incredible deals on tires for most cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sargent's deals with every tire company, and if they don't have what you're looking for, they can have it in just a couple of days. Don't miss the incredible savings on tires for cars, trucks, and SUVs at Sargent's Wholesale Tires, Hoods Creek Pike next to Aldi's, and now located at 4560 13th Street in Ashland.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
If you've been in a wreck or need work done on your vehicle, Bowman's Auto Service is the place to go. If you've had engine problems, need a tune-up, oil change, or maybe you need a transmission flush, the place to go is Bowman's Auto Service. Bowman's Auto Service on Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods is an I-CAR Gold certified collision repair shop and an ASE certified mechanical shop. They've been in the business for over 30 years and they repair and fix all makes and models. Bowman's uses computer diagnostic and they work with all insurance companies. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837. JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road Greenup has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's prices. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup at 473-0411 for a free estimate. A call to 473-0411 can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road Greenup.
21-3, Pikeville leading Raceland at the half of the Class Single A State Football Championship. Let's take a look at some numbers in this one. We'll start with Pikeville. 8 first downs in the ball game. They've rushed the ball for 138 yards on 18 carries, 85 of those coming on the first play from scrimmage from Blake Birchfield. They've thrown for 55, the last one going for 33 on the final heave of the ball game, or the first half, excuse me, in which Duty throws his 21st touchdown of the season, and Wade Hensley catches his 9th. Third down conversions for both teams has been dismal. 2 for 5 for Pikeville, only 1 for 5 for Raceland. Pikeville has converted on the 4th down, that one being the final play of the half. Their only attempt there. Raceland with 7 first downs in the half. They've rushed the ball for 78 yards on 19 carries. They've thrown the ball for 73 more. 193 to 151 total yards of offense favoring the Panthers of Pikeville. Time of possession just a smidge in favor of Pikeville, 12:04 to 11:56. Raceland 1 of 5 on 3rd down, 0 of 2 on 4th down, including a 74-yard scoop and score on a fumble by Connor Hughes, who set up the 14-3 lead at the time by the Panthers. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at individual numbers. We'll get some thoughts from Coach Brent Terry and the second half of action. Raceland gets the football to start the second half, and our coverage continues after this on the KHSAA Sports Network.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company's products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Andrew Imel would like to say congratulations on a great season and wish the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship game. Andrew Imel appreciates the hard work and dedication these student athletes and their coaches put in, and supported by, of course, their families. Congratulations. And just like the Rams, Andrew Imel will be working hard for you. Andrew Imel, your newly elected Greenup County Clerk, wishing the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
Distinctive Specialty Tees is celebrating 30 years of serving area schools and businesses, and DSI wants to thank all of the many customers who have made their business successful. DSI is located just down from Raceland High School, and all of the folks at DSI want to wish the Rams the best of luck in today's state Class A football championship game. Don't forget, DSI can take care of all of your screen printing, vinyl, and embroidery needs. That's Distinctive Specialty Tees, 511 Greenup Avenue, Raceland. Call 833-5551 or go to supertees.com and be sure to find them on Facebook. Go Rams from Distinctive Specialty Tees.
21-3 at the half. Pikeville in the locker room in front of Raceland. Let's look at some individual numbers for this one. For Pikeville, Blake Birchfield, 12 carries for 115 yards, 85 of those coming on the first play from scrimmage. Isaac Duty, 3 for 15, 18 total. His longest of 18 set up a big first down gain there after they got behind the sticks that led to the final touchdown of the half. Duty 4 for 7 for 55 yards, 33 going on that last pass play to Wade Hensley, who's got 3 balls for 56. Blake Caudill with 2 punts in the ball game, and that's pretty much all you wrote on that side of things. It's not been just Pikeville loading it up and running it down Raceland's throat. It's been a big hitter here, there, and there that has given the Panthers the 21-3 lead. Logan Lundy leading away, 8 carries for 40 yards, his longest of 16. Isaac Browning, 4 for 24. Noah Wallace, only 4 touches for 10 yards, who came into this ballgame leading the Rams on the season in both touchdowns, carries, and yardage. But he's been pretty quiet here in the first half. He does have 1 reception for 36. Mason Likens, 2 catches for 37. Likens with 1 punt for 27 yards. Put it all together, 21-6. Your halftime score. We'll take our final break. We get you set for the second half when we continue after this on the halftime show on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brands, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
Clark's Pump and Shop now has Arco, a new brand of gasoline. Look for Arco gasoline and our brand new state-of-the-art pumps at several of our tri-state locations. Clark's Pump and Shop still offers the same clean stores and the same fast, friendly service you've always received. You may have noticed a new facelift at some of Clark's Pump and Shop locations, and we invite you to stop in and see for yourself. To learn more, visit us online at myclarkspns.com. Clark's Pump and Shop, where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
21-3 at the break as Pikeville starts their march out of the tunnel back onto the field. Coach Brent Terry, when you look at the situation Raceland has right now, again, everything that could possibly go wrong for the Rams has. It's coming up. Panthers the first half. Raceland has a chance to flip the script here to start the second.
Yeah, that's the thing I think Coach Sammons will go in and talk to his kids about is just, listen, we've stopped ourselves for the most part. We've caused most of the problems that we've had in this game have been self-inflicted. Early in the game, you move the ball down inside the 15-yard line and you have the holding call. You still get 3 points out of it, but you could have had 7 there. A chance to convert on a fourth down, fumble, they scoop and score. You know, just if it bounces a little bit differently, you might get back on it if you hang on to the ball. Even if you don't get the first down, you force them into making a drive with a defense that's playing pretty good. You throw out the first play of the game, the 85-yard run, they have 53 yards rushing. You know, you cover up the one line on the stat sheet that has the score, and you look at it and you would say, well, this is a really close game. You know, but you can't throw out those plays. Unfortunately, you get the kind of Hail Mary, you jump ball in the end zone, the scoop and score, and you can't throw those things out, unfortunately. But it really comes down to those couple of plays in this football game. So you just try to tell your kids, listen, we a lot of our problems have been self-inflicted. Let's go out and play a little cleaner this half, and we can get right back in it.
I think Raceland has to turn it into some tempo from this word. And, again, it starts with Logan Lundy and his ability to throw the football. We saw it throughout the year. There was times when Lundy could sling it all over the field. He threw for 280 against Russell, 182 against Ashland, 181 against Highlands, came back with a 236 game against West Carter, threw for 187 at Betsy Lane, 171 at Fairview, 276 in the postseason game against Nicholas County. He can throw the football down the field, and I think this is where Raceland is going to have to turn to the quarterback and say, we'd love to run the football, but right now we got to pick the tempo up a little bit.
Yeah, until you get back in a little bit, get that first score, maybe then be able to play some defense. But you're right, you're going to have to be able to throw the ball a little bit more here in the second half. That's going to start up front. In order to throw the ball successfully, you're going to have to keep him clean. So the offensive line and the running back in protection are going to have to do a good job of keeping people away from him, giving him a little bit of time. And I think those receivers, especially Likens, will be available. And Lundy is certainly good enough to put the ball on the mark. So if they can do that, get a score right here. They got the ball coming out of halftime, and so they're going to have an opportunity to go down, maybe make it 21-10. They're playing, defense well enough, so we'll see what happens. But an important possession coming right out of the half.
You look at the way that Pikeville has tried to come after Raceland at times. Up 21-3. Do you expect the defense to kind of pin its ears back and try to come after the backfield and come after Lundy, or are you content with you've got 21, now let's settle back and let's make sure we don't give up any big home run plays?
I imagine that would probably be their approach. They're probably going to rush 3. They may pick their spots with some pressure, but I would imagine they'll kind of stay back a little bit, try to keep a lid on everything, no big plays, make Raceland work for everything they're going to get, and use, I hate to start talking about the clock already, but time is a factor in this thing. So I imagine that initially here, until Raceland narrows the score, they'll just kind of stay back, prevent the big plays, and try to keep a lid on everything.
I think right now, you're Chris McNamee looking for state title number 7 for the Panthers. You're perfectly content with Raceland rolling off a 4, 5, 6-minute drive.
Yeah, especially because they've played really well when you get down around the red zone. Raceland's had the ball down in there a couple of times. I think officially they're 1 for 1, but that one is a field goal, and then they had it right on the verge of the 20-yard line another time, and went for it on a fourth down. They're moving into the wind, so they couldn't kick a field goal, and they ended up turning the ball over on down. So 2 red zone possessions, essentially only 3 points. So Pikeville's red zone defense has been outstanding. They've been able to kind of bend but not break a couple of times. So I think that may be the philosophy for Pikeville moving forward.
Well, the average margin of score in this game between these 16 total meetings coming into today was 21.4 to 17, favoring Pikeville. But Raceland has not broken 7 points in the last 3 meetings of the 19, 20, and 21 games. And the last time, again, that they defeated Pikeville was back in 2017 in the state semifinals over at Raceland. So the Rams will get the football to start the second half. They'll work it from right to left as we view it here high atop Kroger Field with the cloud cover from the morning pretty much gone. Now the only thing we're dealing with is the shade from the near side of the press box, closest to the south side of the end zone, starting to overshadow out to about the numbers. So Jacob Rogers has it teed up at the 40, right between the hashes. He makes his approach. A little squib kick quick that goes down the middle. Jackson Heighton scoops it up at the 35, trying to bounce it to the outside edge. Finds a hole at the 40, and then pushes it out across the 45 to the 47. So now the offense takes over near midfield, and we'll see how they elect to attack this defense for the Tigers, or the Panthers, excuse me, that's given up just under 184 yards a game on the season. Lundy will start with Browning and Hughes in the backfield. Hand off Hughes. Hughes tries to bounce at the outside edge, and he gets hit in the backfield and then immediately pounded to the ground by Brendan Anthony out of that linebacking unit. No gain on the play. Brings up second down 10.
Anthony with 3.5 tackles in the first half, and starts the second half with a nice open field tackle.
All three of those linebackers that we've talked about so much, Wright, Ray, and Anthony, all over 100 yards or 100 tackles on the season. Wright with 19 tackles for loss, Ray with 12, and Anthony with 13. The ball right at the 47, second and 10 after officially no gain on the play. Lundy with Browning in his right pocket. Lundy claps, wants to throw, clean pocket, steps up in the pocket now, sheds a tackle, rolling out to the right, fires it toward the far sideline, and it's knocked away. Sam Wright poked it away. The intended receiver was Braden Webb, third down and 10.
Clean pocket initially. Lundy did a nice job of kind of climbing up in the pocket and escaping to his right. Hadn't been for Sam Wright there, making a nice break on the ball, showing some pretty good speed, closing distance there, and getting the deflection right at the last second.
Pikeville rolling out Mason Salyers, 310 nose tackle, bringing in a 200-pound Riley Thompson. Maybe looking for a little speed rush up top. Third down and 10. Lundy puts Wallace in motion on the deep motion, trying to set up a screen, and that ball is tipped and was nearly picked off as Grant Scott got his hands on it. Lundy was scurrying backward, trying to bring everybody with him to set up the bubble, the little screen pass, and instead he falls incomplete and brings up fourth down and a punt to start with a 3-and-out.
Not what Raceland had hoped for there. A nice idea there on the screen. Lundy doing a nice job of drawing the defense, but just a deflection away from maybe a good play.
Mason Lykin gets it away. A high kick that comes near sideline, takes a bounce at the 30, and then the Raceland will get a tumble down to the 25, 24, almost the 23-yard line. Trying to blow it down there is Xander Jenkins as it lands right on the I in Kroger Field. So, for the most part, at least the Rams flip the field and push Pikeville back to their own 24-yard line. And it's first and 10, Panthers leading 21-3 with 10:43 to play in the third.
Yeah, I think we all expect maybe a big diet of Blake Burkfield heading into this middle of the second quarter here. Or the third quarter, excuse me.
Duty turn, play action, follows him behind, and he gets pummeled from behind as he starts to follow Birchfield. Lyndon Salmon with the big stick. He'll pick out a couple of yards out to the 28-yard line. Brings up second down and 6. 4, second and 6. We'll go under 10 minutes on this snap. Two receivers left, one right, with a wingback on the far side. The high snap to give to Birchfield. Birchfield hit in the backfield as Braden Webb wrapped him up and takes him down after he falls forward to the 30. Nice presence there by the 6'4", 200-pound junior inside linebacker, Braden Webb, his first season in Ramland. So third down 4 coming up. Big stop here for the defense is maybe the momentum they need. See if they give it to Birchfield right up the gut again. Birchfield in the left pocket of Duty. Duty pulls it out, zips it out to his man across the seam as he hooks up with Grant Scott. And that was a very long delayed RPO, Coach.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. One of the RPO plays there that are so popular in football right now. And a nice job by Duty of keeping that thing, and Birchfield being patient as he got up in there, but he pulled it right at the last second as Birchfield passed him and then dipped it in there, put it right in Scott's belly.
I think Birchfield almost had to do a stutter step there to make sure that he didn't keep going.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 out to the 43-yard line. The handoff Birchfield. Birchfield finds a big hole off the left side, and he takes it across the 40-yard line. Noah Wallace making the stop, but down to the 37 it goes. Another first down for the Panthers. Inside of 9 minutes to play here in the third. Pikeville leading 21-3 and looking for more.
Birchfield just kind of has a nose for the little cutback right there, and he does a nice job of finding those little windows.
Two receivers wide right, one left. Birchfield in the right pocket of Duty. Birchfield had the play action. They zip it out to Bevins, and that one skips off the turf as Duty trying to sling it out to him on the flat, and it's incomplete. 2nd down 10. Had it played set up nicely. They faked it to Birchfield. He went left, and everything was wide open. Bevins makes that catch. He's got a wide open seam right in front of him.
Yeah, not only the fake there to Birchfield, but also kind of caught Raceland in a blitz there and inside pressure, and that would have that put a corner on an island out there against a pretty good receiver.
Play clock's at 10 as Duty scampers in from the sideline. Now it's 6 as they break. They're going to have to hustle to get this one away. Duty takes the snap, zips it out to his man, Boykins, his first touch of the ball game. He'll turn downfield and get down to the 35-yard line, excuse me. Campbell making the stop, that outside linebacker. So make it 3rd down and 8 after the gain of 2. Octavian Boykins, the transfer out of Pike County Central. Rushed for over 1,400 yards last year. Started at quarterback for this Panthers team for a couple of games and then was moved to the side for the sophomore of Isaac Duty. Duty turns, gives it off to Birchfield. Birchfield trying to bust it at the outside, sheds a tackle, makes a man miss, lowers the shoulder, sheds another tackle, gets inside the 20, and they'll say he was down at the 21-yard line. And, Coach, that's something we've talked about all game. He's a slippery back that he just continues to drive his leg.
Yeah, he does a nice job of staying behind his blocking right there. They get a nice kick out from the fullback, and the wing or the H leads it up the hole. He's able to shed a couple of tackles, and just he turns those 6-7 yard gains into 12-yard gains, and he's not a burner, but just slippery, sheds tackles, falls forward.
So 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line of the Rams. Duty takes. Gives it off to Birchfield. Birchfield finds a hole left side, and it closes up very quickly as Jackson Hyden steps in and makes the stop after a gain of 2, 2nd down 8. So inside the red zone for the first time in this ball game are the Panthers. A very long, sustained drive. Two receivers go left, one right. That's the wide side of the field. Birchfield starts in the left pocket of Duty. They move Scott to a wing back to the left side. The take to give to Birchfield. Birchfield sheds a tackle, bounces it out left, and then gets stood up shy of the 10, down around to about the 12.
Another just inside zone play where they're kind of reading that backside in, and Birchfield just does such a nice job of it kind of starts off right, but he does a nice job of filling the backside B gap open up and just gets his shoulder square in there and takes on a tackler and falls forward.
So a long one is what they need. They need to get to the 11. The ball's shy of right in between the 12 and 13, but leading 21-3 inside of 6 to play in the third. And Pikeville You'd almost imagine, Coach, this is probably a four-down territory if they needed it.
I would believe so, especially here in the third short. It ends up fourth and short for sure.
They give it off to Birchville. He's got a wide open lane as he scampers untouched into the end zone for the 12-yard touchdown, his second touchdown of the ball game. And the Panthers add to the lead. It's 27-3 with 5:44 to play in the third.
Yeah, just a B-gap play here, kind of watching the replay. Just a lead play, just a basic, a really good block there. 35, Anthony, Brendan Anthony leading the way, clearing a path.
Also another big call there of the center as he got a good inside position on Braden Webb that opened up that other side of the hole. Jacob Rogers pounds through the extra point, 28-3 with 5:44 to play in the third. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
When you need collision work or mechanical work on your vehicle, go to Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Bowman's can do frame repair for ICAR certification. They have a downdraft bake oven for factory paint finish, and they get your vehicle back to its pre-accident condition with qualified ICAR Gold certified technicians. Bowman's is also an ASE certified mechanic shop providing transmission flushes, steering and suspension services, AC services, oil changes, and tune-ups. At Bowman's, they always strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods, call 836-0837. JD Flooring 2017 Ashland Road Greenup has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's prices. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup at 473-0411 for a free estimate. A call to 473-0411 can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
10 plays, 76 yards, 4 minutes, 59 seconds. Time of possession for the Panthers to take it into the end zone. Blake Birchfield doing the last of the 12 yards needed for his second end zone visit of the day. And it's 28-3. Panthers leading the Rams with 5:44 to play here in the third quarter. Jacob Rogers has to go back up and replace the ball on the tee. And Coach, you said it best as when I read that stat line there, 1076, 459, exactly not what the doctor ordered.
No, absolutely not. And that's kind of like we really didn't have to or weren't able to drive the ball consistently on the Rams in the first half, but they come out here with the first possession in the third quarter and make a long touchdown drive.
Here's Isaac Browning with a nice return. He's across midfield, a little stutter step as Jacob Rogers kind of hems him up. He's down to the 35-yard line. There is a penalty marker down back near midfield.
Probably got to figure a block in the back.
It's been kind of every time something has gone the right way for the Rams, something has negated it. Second time they've gotten Clay Coldiron on the hold. So instead of having the football down at the 31-yard line, he's going to be back from the spot of the foul, which was at the 48. And Bristol's going to be all the way back at its own 38-yard line. That's flipping the field the wrong direction.
Yeah, it just seems like Raceland can't catch a break. Every time, like you said, every time something good happens, there's something negative to come along with it.
Lundy on 1st and 10 from his own 38-yard line. Play action, wants to zip it out, does so to Mason Likens, who makes the catch at the 50, turns downfield, and gets brought down at the 46. Sam Wright making the stop. That'll move the sticks for a Ram Pharmacy first down.
Clean pocket and a nice read from Lundy. They run a flat curl combination. The flat defender chases the flat route, and curl comes wide open, and Lundy puts it right between the numbers.
1st and 10 from the Panthers' 45 as that quickly eats up a big chunk of field. Two receivers, boundary left, one right, that's used. One high safety is Sam Wright. Now they'll put Jackson Heighton in the slot. Play clock's at 6. Pressure coming off the edge. Lundy rolling out. The Rasa chasing him from behind. Lundy fires it out to the far sideline. He's got his man there of Jackson Heighton, who makes the grab at the 39.
Lundy showing some scrambling ability. Not only is he inside the tackles runner, but fleet of foot there, getting out on the perimeter. Some tempo from the Rams now.
Two receivers left, one right, a double sidecar for Lundy from the gun. So counter play out to Heighton. Heighton bounces out to the right edge, and he gets driven to the ground as he comes off the right edge there by the middle linebacker of Luke Ray, 5'7", 203-pound senior linebacker for the Panthers. Down to the 38-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 3. Rams in the afternoon, 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Team that came in over 52% conversion rate on the season. Trips left, boundary right with press coverage. One high safety. Lundy on 3rd down and 3, looking to the near sideline. He's got Mason Likens there. Likens reaches up at the 15, hauls it in and takes it to the house for the 6. Touchdown, Raceland. A 38-yard pitch and catch from Lundy to Likens. Likens' second highlight-worthy catch of the day as he goes up and hauls it in over top of Sam Wright. And the Rams on the board here in the second half. It's now 28-9 with 3:42 to play in the third.
Seam route from Likens. Right up the seam, right up the hash mark. Lundy throws a bullet in it. Those in there had to beat the safety. It was Wright coming over to make the play. He kind of goes for the interception instead of the tackle, and he's just a second late. Likens calls it in and sprints to the end zone.
The offense will return to the field for the 2-point conversion attempt. Browning is an H-back. Wallace as the tailback. Blitz coming. Lundy pump, fires it out to Hughes, and Hughes tries to backpedal it and fire it off to Browning, who was coming around the edge. The 2-point conversion try is no good. And with 3:42 to play in the third, it's 28-9. Pikeville still in front. We're back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company's products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Andrew Imel would like to say congratulations on a great season and wish the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship game. Andrew Imel appreciates the hard work and dedication these student athletes and their coaches put in, and supported by, of course, their families. Congratulations. And just like the Rams, Andrew Imel will be working hard for you. Andrew Imel, your newly elected Greenup County Clerk, wishing the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship.
4 play, 62 yards, 1 minute 50 seconds time of possession. And Logan Lundy throws his first touchdown of the ball game. And Mason Likens hauls it in from 38 yards out. 2-point conversion attempt fails. So it's 28-9 with 3:42 to play here in the third. James Collier, Coach Brent Terry, happy to have you along with us here this afternoon on what is now turned into be a sunny December afternoon here in Lexington.
Is it going to be onside kick time for the Rams?
Well, that's right now. That's the angle that Peyton Eisen is lining up for, and the wind blows the ball off of the tee. But right now, they've got Braden Hall and Sam Wright kind of angled to that side, with backside help there by Boykin, if they elect to go that direction. Now the ball falls off the tee once again. It's almost impossible to try an onside kick with a tee, and Eisen said, give me the ball, I'm going to put it on the turf and kick it from there. He throws the tee off to the side. So now they will hold the ball for the kick. And they're saying, no, you can't do that. You have to put it on the tee. Well, Isaac Browning will put the ball on the tee. Now they're going to rotate a man out as they rush in Brendan Anthony and put him on the far sideline. And as Eisen backs away, the ball tumbles off the tee yet again. Breezy afternoon here that we've had, winds gusting in excess of 15, and it's blowing from behind the direction the Rams are kicking from. Eisen, a little pooch kick to the far sideline. The Boykins field bobbles and then loses his footing, and the Rams cover it nicely downfield as he's smothered quickly just after crossing the 35.
And I like that decision by Coach Salmons. They kind of show him the onside kick look, but he just pooches it down, and that's going to get him around the 35-yard line. I really felt like it was too early to try the onside kick and give him field position around the 50 if you don't get it. So I think that's a smart decision by Coach Salmons.
Raceland has given up 269 total yards of offense. They've given up only twice this season, three times, more yards than that. 303 is the most they've allowed, 277 twice. On 1st and 10, Birchfield takes the delayed handoff on a very long RPO read there by Duty and somehow manages to fall forward for a gain of a yard.
Now, giving up some yards, but this is another opportunity right here to stand up. They just had the 4-play, 60-some yard drive that cashed in for 6, and so a chance to get them stopped here and a good first down keeps them in a 2nd and 8.
They nose the football forward for a gain of 2. So right between the hashes at the 38-yard line, 2nd and 8 for Duty. Anthony in his left pocket now moves him to the right as well as Grant as the H-back. The handoff Birchfield, starts right, comes back left, finds a hole, and Noah Wallace lowers the boom as he gets just shy of the 45-yard line, brings up 3rd down and short. Talking about the Rams' defense this year, has given up only 300 yards of total offense only once. That was against Paintsville. It was 303 total yards they surrendered, 284 through the air that night. They've given up 277 twice, once to Highlands, the other one to Greenup. This defense averaging 162 a game. Another handoff, Birchfield, and Birchfield dives forward. Braden Webb was there on the initial hit, but it should be enough to move the sticks. And the 13th first down of the ball game for the Panthers.
Another lead ISO-type play, just enough there to get the first down. Really the play made there on 2nd down where he kind of shed a couple tackles and got it into the 3rd and short was the big play there. That quick series.
So fresh set of downs for the sophomore Isaac Duty. Birchfield approaching 200 yards in the contest, 21 carries for 182. We'll start in a double sidecar look. Birchfield now moves his men forward. He'll take the direct snap, come off right guard. Christian Wall takes his legs out from underneath him. Noah Wallace flies in and finishes him off. Give him a gain of 1 on the play. Brings up, and that'll move it forward another yard, so gain of 2, 2nd down 8. Ball on the UK logo at midfield with the shadow of the light poles from behind us right at the near side hash marks on the Pikeville bench. Duty back at quarterback, an offset pistol look, rolling out right, wanting to throw, stopping, rolling out, and gets nailed from behind as Christian Wall comes in for the sack. He looked like he had been launched from a cannon, but the 5'9" senior picks up the sack as he'll drop him inside the 45 all the way back to the 41-yard line. So make it 3rd down and long for the Panthers here, leading 28-9 inside of a minute to play in the 3rd.
Really good job by the secondary right there. Wall coming all the way from his nose guard position to kind of track Duty down right there, but Duty really was nowhere to go with the ball and run out of room, so the Wall able to track him down and get the sack.
So 3rd down 15. Handoff to Anthony. A nice little jump cut in the hole, but right there is Noah Wallace, who snuffs it out perfectly and takes him down at the 48-yard line, just shy of midfield, and that'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. Panthers leading this one 28-9. They'll face fourth down and long when we continue for the fourth and final quarter in the 2022 Class Single-A Football State Championship after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
When you shop and invest locally, you put in motion a sequence of actions which multiplies the money that is available in our area to create jobs and provide emergency services, police, and fire protection, as well as improving the quality of education in our local schools. Shop and invest locally whenever you can. First in People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Back here in Lexington, the fourth and final quarter of the 2022 Class Single-A State Championship. Pikeville currently leading Raceland 28-9. James Collier, happy to have you along with us here. Coach Brent Terry on a sunny and breezy December afternoon as the Panthers will face fourth down and 8 from their own 48-yard line. They'll flip ends of the field. They'll now be driving with the wind at their back. And for the moment, the offense is going to go for it.
Eye discipline here. Don't jump off sides. Watch the football. They're late coming onto the. They're not set.
No, there's nobody set, and then Chris McNamee had to burn a timeout. They tried to run a man on. Jeb Wilkerson walked off the sideline and had never gotten set. So Pikeville has to burn a timeout. Their first of the half.
Yeah, he's got to get Wilkinson. He's got to get inside the numbers and then come back out and get reset, and he didn't do that. So McNamee takes the timeout to save him 5 yards, and it looks like they're going to change personnel.
Yeah, they're going to bring the punting unit out. Blake Cottle will come on for the kick. So Cottle has had a couple of ugly-looking kicks, but they've gotten Pikeville bounces without a doubt. Can he get another one here?
This would be an excellent time for the second block punt of the afternoon if Raceland can somehow come up with some pressure.
Hunter Hughes stands back at his own 21-yard line. A low snap. Cottle a wobbly, tumbling kick that goes to the far sideline and gets another great bounce from the 31 all the way down to the 20. I think Snoopy could have kicked a ball about like that.
You just like to see one of those things bounce back toward Pikeville's side just once today.
And it's odd. You see those crazy sideward tumbles, and typically those are the balls that check up and kick backward. Today, every single one of them have gone forward. So the Rams will have the football on their own 21, trailing 28-9 with 11:49 to play in the ball game. Browning will start in the right pocket of Lundy. 3 receivers wide right, 1 left. That's Lycan. Only 3 hats down. They bring 3. Lundy with all kinds of time in the pocket. Steps up in the pocket, throws a dart down the middle, and was nearly picked off. He was looking for Browning on the deep crossing route, and it was tipped twice and nearly picked off.
I thought when he climbed up in the pocket there, he was loading up to go to Likens on the post. Yeah, Likens maybe had just a step. He was fairly well covered, but that guy one-on-one, Likens, sometimes when he's covered, he's open.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job this season. 36 catches, 650, and 11 touchdowns. Lundy zips it out near sideline to Newman. Newman can't make the grab. Wade Hensley was coming in from behind. Also in the area was Brendan Anthony. 3rd down and 10. Lundy today, 6 of 14, 131 yards. Throwing for over 2,200 coming into the ball game. Is over 4,000 in his career in his second full season as a signal caller for the Rams. Got one more year to go for his senior campaign next year. Would like to start a remarkable comeback here, facing 3rd down and 10 from his own 21. But he stands in the pocket all kinds of times, steps up, zips it out, looking for his man in double coverage down the far side seam, was trying to force it in to Mason Lykin, and the pass falls incomplete and brings up 4th down.
Coach Sam's in a bind right here. You would love to roll the dice and go for it, but I just don't believe, even though it's 28-9, still a lot of time left here in the 4th quarter, I think you've got to punt this football. I think this is the right decision.
Lykin. A kick that goes off the side of his foot and into the Panthers sideline, and it goes out of bounds at the 24, and almost a kind of a replay of a kick we saw in the Holy Cross game in which he got it off the side of his foot, and now the Panthers take over 4 yards outside the red zone.
Yeah, to state the obvious, that's not what you were hoping for. You were hoping for a long kick that maybe rolled, covered some territory, but this sets Pikeville up. Great position.
1st and 10, they'll put Scott in motion. Duty. Play action. Looking across the middle. He's got Wade Hensley in the back of the end zone. Hensley hauls it in for the 6th. Touchdown, Pikeville. Had all kinds of time there as he faked the play action. There is a penalty marker on the field, and typically that's in the area of a hold. Going to be from the spot of the foul as well, so it's at the 27. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Should make it 1st and 22.
Well, there's a break for the Rams. They needed one there, so that keeps things in it. Hard to throw the ball. That ball hung up for a long time, throwing into the wind. You can certainly tell that ball started to flutter and float a little bit. So maybe forcing them into a passing situation here. Maybe the Rams can get an interception. Now that secondary is certainly a ball hawking secondary. If they could get one and maybe turn it into some good field position.
There's the snap to give to Birchfield. Birchfield off right guard across the 35 down to the 32. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd down and 18. Again, the way the Raceland Rams have been playing with Noah Wallace at safety, coach calls it getting his nose dirty. He gets down inside that box. If you go that direction, it gives the defense, kind of like you said, a corner on an island type of off pressure, and that's what happened there with Landon Newman on that one. He couldn't get underneath Hensley to make the stop. Birchfield in the Wildcat now, put the man in motion, trying to bring it off the left edge, finds a huge hole, and he's going to dance to the end zone untouched for a 37-yard touchdown. He's over 200 in the game, and Pikeville is well on its way to its 7th state championship and going back-to-back with the state crowns here in Class Single A. 34-9, 10:26 to go in the ballgame.
The use of the Wildcat today by Pikeville has been extremely effective. They've just done a few things out of it, all to Birchfield, but a few isolation runs and a couple of sweeps, and he's looked very comfortable taking the ball in the Wildcat.
Jacob Rogers for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and that was no good. Barely got across the top of the line of scrimmage. 34-9, 10:26 to go in the ball game. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brands, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
Well, they needed only 2 plays to go 24 yards. Blake Birchfield takes the final 24 as he scampers into the end zone untouched to drive under 1 minute of play, and it's 34-9 with 10:26 to go, favoring the defending champ Pikeville Panthers. Coach, a couple people you want to say hello to before we get rolling?
Yeah, I just wanted to wish Coach Ray Brooks, Huntington High, Coach Steele on their way up to Wheeling for their state championship game tomorrow against Parkersburg South. I've known those guys for a long time and excited to see them make back-to-back appearances in the AAA final in West Virginia, so excited for them tomorrow.
Browning takes the kickoff. A nice return as he gets across the 30 out near the 35. Yeah, Coach Billy Steele, I go back to the days I covered stuff there in West Virginia and had some time to cover Huntington there with when I was around Spring Valley. And Coach Steele's a great guy. I always respected the heck out of him, and certainly wish he and his Highlanders the best of luck in their bid for a state title in Class 3A up there in West Virginia. The Rams will have the football 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, down 34-9 with 10:18 to play in the ball game. 318 of total offense today for Pikeville. That's the most the Rams have allowed all season long. The previous was 303. And Blake Birchfield with 221 total yards on the ground against a defense that was surrendering 63 at the contest. There's a handoff to Browning as he sweeps it to the left side, and he gets leveled as he runs into Carson Wright, 5'10", 205-pound senior linebacker. As Browning ran about 25 yards and picked up a yard on the back end of it. Kept trying to stretch it, just never could find that crease to get inside.
Yeah, just that zone, that wide stretch. It's worked so often for Raceland, just not able to find that crease that time.
Lundy zips it out to his man in the flat, and it's blown up immediately. And once again, Carson Wright snuffs it out and makes the big hit. The pass was out to Mason Likens, but it's going to go for a loss all the way back to the 31-yard line. A loss of 5 makes it 3rd down and 14. 9:20 to play here in the ball game. 34-9, Pikeville leading Raceland here in the state championship. Trips right. 2 left now in an empty set for Lundy. 3 hits across the line for the Panthers. They bring 3. Lundy steps up, and coming off the edge, untouched, was Riley Thompson. That's going to stop him at the line of scrimmage. Thompson got a great outside move. Lundy stepped up in the pocket and just tried to take off. Looked like it was maybe a designed run the entire way, and Thompson was able to snuff it out quickly.
Yeah, just a tough position right now for Raceland to be in. Pikeville knows they've got to throw the ball, so they're just kind of turning those 3 guys loose, and they're trying to get to the quarterback. And like I said, momentum's a real thing, and Pikeville's got all of it right now. They can certainly smell it, and just a really tough position for Raceland to be in.
Rams are going to go for it on 4th down. On 4th and 14, Lundy. Pressure coming up the middle. Lundy stands in the pocket, zips out to the far sideline, looking for his man, Mason Likens, and he can't get it to him. In coverage was Logan Reed, and the turnover on downs will give the Panthers the football back at the Rams' 31-yard line with 8:20 to play in the ball game. And, Coach, another score here would start the running clock in motion, I believe.
Yeah.
No, still a little bit shy.
Now, just you have to go for it in that situation. Of course, as bad as you hate to, you know you're giving up field position if you don't make it. But it doesn't really matter at this point. So you've got to try to convert, but not able to do it.
Blake Birchfield with his 221 yards today, second most rushing yards he's had on the season, second only to those 350 he put up against Lexington Christian. First down and 10 for Duty. The take to give off to the H-back of Grant, and he is stonewalled after crossing the 30 down to the 29 on a gain of 2. You look at Blake Birchfield in his career, it didn't start off stellar like he's been. His freshman campaign in 2019, 15 carries for -4 yards. It's been all uphill since then. In 2020, as a sophomore, he rushed for 751 yards and 9 touchdowns. Last season, 290 carries for 2,512 yards, averaging nearly 180 a game. He went to the end zone 25 times, and this year he's over 2,000 in his career with 34 touchdowns. He'll take the direct snap, start left, come back right. Cam Bell will wrestle him down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line, and it'll bring up third down and about 2.
Again, that Wildcat look has just been really productive for Pikeville today, and Birchfield back there does a nice job of just seeing the creek as it opens up. Like it started left, cut back right, but he's had to come out of the game here. Just took a break, took himself out, maybe took a little shot on the thigh there. So he's out of the game for this third down.
We'll bring in Carson Wright, one of the linebackers. They'll start on the left side, Carv. And Duty will keep it himself after the fake, cross the 20 and get down inside the 15. And then he'll move the sticks for the 15th first down of the ball game.
Doesn't run it often, Duty, but he has had an early scramble in this game of 18 yards that moved the sticks that led to one of their touchdowns right before the half, and then a nice planned quarterback run that time, able to move the sticks.
Michael trying to pick up their 7th state championship, went in a three-peat back in the late 80s, early 90s. And now the defending champs, 6 minutes and 20 seconds away. Birchfield back in the ball game. A little stutter step. Noah Wallace meets him at the 15. A penalty marker flies. Birchfield gets down to the 11. They may get a face mask on that one, as Wallace looks like as he went to make the stop, he got up high. Wait to see the official call from our crew today. Today's game has been brought to you in part by the Greenup County Public Library. Explore all the possibilities at the Greenup County Public Library in Greenup, Flatwoods, and South Shore. And Kurt Robinson State Farm Insurance for all your insurance needs, auto, home, and health. See Kurt Robinson and the good folks at Kurt Robinson State Farm Insurance.
Yeah, as I watched the replay here, he didn't grab the face mask, but he got the back of the helmet, and that's also illegal. So he kind of put his hands around the back of the helmet, pulling him down like that. So any opening, ear hole in the back of the helmet, also considered a face mask.
So the half the distance to the goal takes the ball down to the 6-yard line and makes it first and goal. Travian Boykin will go as a Wildcat this time. Boykin trying to get it to the outside edge, and Elias Jackson sniffs him out and brings him to the ground. Elias Jackson, a 215-pound junior defensive end. Back into the ball game is Blake Birchfield, and Isaac Duty will return as well.
There's such a helpless feeling right now. I've been there. I've been on that sideline more than twice, and it is a helpless feeling at this point. You feel like the game's out of reach. You're just trying to get through it at this point. Keep playing.
Duty takes the snap, hands it off to his big tailback of Carson Wright, and Wright dances into the end zone from 6 yards down for his second touchdown of the season, and it's 40-9 with 5:01 to play in the ball game.
Birchfield has all the yards, but they are certainly not a one-man band. They've got several guys that can carry the ball pretty effectively. Winkins is a good player. He's dynamic with the ball, and Wright also hard to bring down around that goal line.
Jacob Rogers out for the extra point attempt. Ball is down. Kick is up. And that one is good. 41-9, 5:01 to play in the ball game. We're back after this on the Kuwait Sports Network.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
Distinctive Specialty Tees is celebrating 30 years of serving area schools and businesses, and DSI wants to thank all of the many customers who have made their business successful. DSI is located just down from Raceland High School, and all of the folks at DSI want to wish the Rams the best of luck in today's state Class A football championship game. Don't forget, DSI can take care of all of your screen printing, vinyl, and embroidery needs. That's Distinctive Specialty Tees, 511 Greenup Avenue, Raceland. Call 833-5551 or go to supertees.com and be sure to find them on Facebook. Go Rams from Distinctive Specialty Tees.
WLGC-FM, Greenup.
6 plays, 31 yards, 3 minutes, 19 seconds. And Carson Wright goes in from 6 yards out, 41-9 with 5 minutes and a second to play here in the Class Single A state championship game. James Collier, Brent Terry, happy to have you along with us here. High atop, Kroger Field in Lexington. Rogers sends the kickoff back to Mason Likens at the 8. Right up the center of the field he goes across the 20 and then gets his feet swept out from underneath him by Weston Bevins. Right on top of the Kroger Field logo next to the Panthers bench. So the Rams, 96 years and counting, still looking for Rams' first state championship bid. Made the trip down here in 2017. Came up against a buzzsaw of Beechwood. They lost that one 41-0. And here this afternoon, it was 21-3 at the half. 16 points off turnovers in that first half of action. Here's a handoff to Noah Wallace. Wallace tries to stretch to the outside, finds a hole left side, cuts upfield, and gets down to the 25 on a gain of 2.
It's been tough to run the ball. It's been tough sledding all day for the Rams. That front 7 from Pikeville is formidable, and they've done a really nice job at a point of attack. They've been able to disengage from a lot of the blocks, run to the ball very well.
Lundy goes in an empty set. We approach the 4-minute mark here in the ball game. 3-man drop, zips it out quickly to his tight end of Braden Webb, who makes the catch at the 30 and gets out to the 35. You're looking at the history between these two teams, as we said, the 17th all-time meeting. The biggest margin of victory by the Panthers came back in 1941. That was 35 points, the first ever meeting between these two teams. 42-7 was the final score of that one. Lundy wants to throw on 1st and 10, stands in the pocket, zips it out to the near side flat, looking for Connor Hughes. The pass ball is incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10. That last first down also brought to you in part by Ram Pharmacy. Most points scored. Both teams have scored 54 in the series. Pikeville scored 54 in 2011. Raceland turned around and scored 54 in 2012. That was the largest margin of victory in the series, of 40 points, 54-14. The Rams won it that year. 2nd and 10, 3:49 to go on a rested clock. Lundy stands in the pocket, surveying the field, looking left, throwing left, looking for Mason Likens, and that ball is tipped and knocked away as Logan Reed got in from behind and swatted it down. 3rd down.
Logan Reed defending the post route right there very well, kind of staying on Likens' hip, able to get his right arm in there and swat that thing away. But Lundy, I think the right read there, one-on-one with Likens out there. You got to give him a chance on a deep ball.
So the Rams need the 46-yard line to move the sticks on 3rd down and 10. Again, only 3 hats across the line. They rush 3. Lundy, a clean pocket, zips it out to Connor Hughes. Hughes on a comeback route, and he can't hang on to it.
That same flat curl combination that they hit there in the 3rd quarter on their scoring drive. They went back to it there, but underthrown maybe just a little bit. Maybe could have been caught, but would have been a nice sliding catch.
On the 8 of 21 on the afternoon for 140 yards, 1 touchdown throw as well. And Mike Sammons burns his first time out of the second half on this 4th down and 10 play. The Panthers know they've got 3:37 before they'll celebrate, and a 7th state title. And for the Rams, the heartache continues. 96 years in the making, still looking for the first state title. Only the second time they've been to this trip. The first time back in 2017. But again, this was a team that this was the expectations to make this spot. The expectations was met, but they were certainly looking for a little more than that today.
Yeah, it's just a tough situation. You get down here and you think you've done everything right. You've prepared the best you can, and you hopefully that you have no regrets. But certainly there's going to be a few plays, and you look back on this game, you think 41-9, we didn't have a chance. But in that first half, we talked about it, documented it several times, that really the first half was a tale of about 3 different plays that if the ball bounces a different direction, if for this and that, but if it does, then it could have been a completely different second half.
Yeah, there was easily 3 spots in that first half you could point to that could have easily made that a 3-0 game.
That's correct.
The 4th down and 10. As funny, we talked about this coming down here, but the kind of the red hat, if you will, that holds up play because of the TV side, has this giant clock that he stands in on the field with, so we can see exactly where it is. He's off the field now. Pikeville sends 4. Logan stands in the pocket, zips it out to Connor Hughes. Hughes makes the first down grab, then backpedals, and let's see if his route that he tried to evade going backward took him backward past the sticks. They'll say he got just enough to stay forward and move the sticks for a Ram Pharmacy first down. He caught the ball at the 50. They moved the ball back to the 47.
Yeah, he had the first down when he caught it, lost the first down running with it, and then got it back on just as he was being tackled.
When set for Lundy, the take to give, as Browning tries to go right up the gut and picks up a yard, 2nd down 9. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Stay tuned with us after the completion of the contest. We'll bring you the trophy presentation, all the numbers from this one, and wrap it up here from the state championship at Kroger Field. Lundy checks the armband with 19 on the play clock, 3 receivers wide right. Handoff Browning. Browning goes off right tackle and runs into the big arms of Devin DeRoss at the 200-pound senior defensive end. Gets down to the 48-yard line, brings up 3rd down. Right on the UK logo at midfield. It's now nearly 2/3 covered in shade from the press box overhanging. Raceland on the afternoon, 2 for 10 on 3rd down tries. Lundy stands in the pocket, pumps, fires it out into the flat. He's got Browning there at the 50, makes the grab, gets down to the 45-yard line, and then is pushed out of bounds. So it's going to bring up 4th down and about 2.
Obviously, the Rams will go for it here. Try to continue this drive.
Lundy in a double-barrel shotgun look. The take to give. And Jackson Hyten, moves the sticks and another Ram Pharmacy first down. So So inside of 90 seconds to play, Chris McNamee in his 13th season in Pikeville. About to go back-to-back. Lundy wants to throw on first down. Pumps, zips it out into the flat. He's got his man there of Browning. Browning makes a man miss at the 40. Spins inside. Devin DeRosset will spin him off his feet, shy of the 35-yard line. 61 seconds to play. And a player down for Pikeville. So clock will rest with 61 seconds to play. Rolling in some new bodies out there. Man down for Pikeville was Isaiah Coleman. The Rams are going to finish the season with a record of 13-2. The most wins in program history. As both times that they've made the trip into the state tournament, they're going to come up on the losing end. So a gain of 5 on the last play makes it second down and 5. Lundy in a twin set, wide side right. Lundy pumps, rolling out right, pulls it down. He's going to take off running. He's got all kinds of daylight out in front of him. He'll lower the shoulder out at the 20, and a big hit there as he runs into Braden Reed and moves the sticks for another Ram Pharmacy first down as he gets it down to the 20-yard line in the Johnson Chiropractic orange zone.
Yeah, another good decision from Lundy. Nobody open. The right side opens up, pulls it down, and makes some yards.
Here's Browning on a sweep to the left, following Jackson Height, and gets a crease. A little stutter step there as he gets to the just shy of the 15 and slung backward. And there's 30 seconds to play in the ball game.
I think Coach Sam is going to use timeout.
And again, this is it's the opportunity. This is your final game. No matter what happens, this is for your seniors. You would love to walk off the field punching this one in for 6.
Absolutely. It's just kind of the mentality of the program that you're not going to give up, no matter what the score, what the situation is. We're going to play every drive. We're going to play every play right to the end. And that's just a mentality that he wants to make sure that it gets passed down to the younger kids. I know they've got a bunch of juniors and seniors on this team, and so they'll have some kids coming back, and they'll lose a few too, but they want that, never quit mentality to play every play to kind of be passed down to the younger kids. He wants them to see that. And it's a program thing, program builder.
16 juniors returning next year for this Rams team. 34 seconds remain in the contest. Pikeville leading at 41-9. It was 21-3 at halftime, and 3 Pikeville scores coming off of just unfortunate plays. The first play from scrimmage, Blake Birchfield goes 85 yards out of a Wildcat set. Raceland then on a 4th down conversion, a fumble by Connor Hughes that's a scoop and score for 74 yards, and then a heave into the end zone before halftime. With 2 seconds to go, goes 33 yards for a touchdown, and that was your first half, 21-3. Raceland, lone point, got a field goal, had some other opportunities, just came up empty. And now the Rams will have the football 2nd and 6 from the 16 of the Panthers. 2 receivers each way now for Lundy. Lundy looking left, throwing left, loading it toward the back corner of the end zone, and that ball is knocked away looking for Mason Likens. In coverage was Deontay Stevens. 28 seconds to go in the ball game, and it's 3rd down and 6.
Trying to get it to Likens there in the corner of the end zone, a little smash combination. Hitch in a corner route.
Lundy and Likens, they've got history together from their days back when they both were at Russell. And Likens transferring over to Raceland last year, Lundy coming as a freshman. So Likens, again, one of those members of the senior class. Lundy would like to try to get him some help Here's a screen pass out to Connor Hughes, and it goes off the top of his hand. And that ball, if it stays up in the air for just another moment, it was a pick six the other way, as trying to grab his footing and getting underneath it off that near sideline for the Panthers was Braden Reed. And I could see the coaches from up here, Chris McNamee, was jumping up and down. He knew that one right there was nearly a house call. So 4th down and 6 with 24 seconds to go in the state championship. Running a twin set. 3 hats across the line for the Panthers. They bring a linebacker off the edge. Lundy stands in a pocket. Zips it out to his tight end, Braden Webb, and it's through his hands, incomplete. Had him on the post route, and he just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, that was a really nice, pretty nice throw right there. Had a little bender post. He kind of bent it in just over top of the linebacker, just underneath the safety. But the Webb could not quite just hold on to it. It was up above his head and just slipped through his fingertips.
So Pikeville will take the one offensive snap that every team wants to take in their lifetime. Victory formation. And call themselves the 2022 Class Single A football state champions. So Duty from the deep pistol will take the snap, and the sophomore takes the knee, and the Panthers are your 2022 Class Single A football champions with a 41-9 win over Raceland. Post-game show when we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
If you've been in a wreck or need work done on your vehicle, Bowman's Auto Service is the place to go. If you've had engine problems, need a tune-up, oil change, or maybe you need a transmission flush, the place to go is Bowman's Auto Service. Bowman's Auto Service on Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods is an I-CAR Gold certified collision repair shop and an ASE certified mechanical shop. They've been in the business for over 30 years and they repair and fix all makes and models. Bowman's uses computer diagnostic and they work with all insurance companies. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837. JD Flooring 2017 Ashland Road Greenup has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's prices. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup at 473-0411 for a free estimate. A call to 473-0411 can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring 2017 Ashland Road Greenup.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company's products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Distinctive Specialty Tees is celebrating 30 years of serving area schools and businesses, and DSI wants to thank all of the many customers who have made their business successful. DSI is located just down from Raceland High School, and all of the folks at DSI want to wish the Rams the best of luck in today's state Class A football championship game. Don't forget, DSI can take care of all of your screen printing, vinyl, and embroidery needs. That's Distinctive Specialty Tees, 511 Greenup Avenue, Raceland. Call 833-5551 or go to supertees.com and be sure to find them on Facebook. Go Rams from Distinctive Specialty Tees.
41-9, your final score. Pikeville over Raceland here in the Class Single A Football State Championship. Name's Carter Brent Terry. Happy to have you along with us here throughout the game as both teams going through their final handshakes and getting ready for the trophy presentation. Going back to this one, it was a 14-3 game after one quarter of play, and Coach, 2 plays in that first quarter, an 85-yard scamper on the first play from scrimmage, and then a 74-yard scamper on a scoop and score from a fumble recovery there on a 4th down try by the Rams. And that's kind of where that game stalled out. And then 2 seconds to go in the first half, 33-yard heave toward the end zone. Wade Hensley hauls it in, 21-3 at the half. And on the backside of that, had a Ram player, Parker Fannin, that went down with an injury. It was everything just kind of compounded for the Rams at that point.
Yeah, it just seemed like nothing could go right. We didn't get no breaks hardly in that first half. Everything that could go wrong did. Scoop and score, the ball bounces right up to the young man, and he takes it to the house. get the jump ball situation down in the goal line. Not only do you score, but Parker Fannin suffers an injury. And so it's just a lot of the momentum just never could swing Raceland's way today.
So the Rams get the touchdown pass from to Mason Likens from Logan Lundy. But the Panthers just too much here this afternoon as they come away with the championship.
The MVP of the Class 1A game goes to number 12, Blake Birchfield.
Blake Birchfield named the MVP of this one. 26 carries, 231 yards, second most rushing yards this season, second only to that 335-yard outscoring that he had against Lexington Christian. But that young man has had one stellar career, and he goes out as back-to-back state champion with a nice win here this afternoon. Looking at the numbers total for Pikeville, 344 total yards of offense on 50 total plays. Raceland snapped at 56 for 270.
State runner-up trophy because Michael Salmon.
The Rams getting their state runner-up trophy. Coach, it's one of those. It's something that's nice to go in the trophy case, but it's certainly not the color that the trophy they were hoping to take back home.
No, it's bittersweet. It is. Listen, here's the thing. They've had an unbelievable year, and that's what's to be remembered from this, and that's what Coach Sams will talk to them about, that it's been a tremendous year, and they've done a lot of great things. You mentioned the school record and number of wins, and so there's going to be a lot of good times to be looked back on, and it hurts. It hurts right now, but even with the loss today, this senior group and this team will look back on this season with a lot of fond memories, and they'll look back in this game with no regrets, even though we've well documented the 3 or 4 plays that could have went different, but it didn't. They prepared as best they could. They played as best they could. Maybe not as best they could, but they came in and prepared and played well today, and it just didn't bounce their way. Things that they couldn't avoid, and so it happens sometimes, and it does hurt. But they've had a tremendous year.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue looking at some numbers as we wrap it up here in the post-game show. Pikeville is your 2022 state champion, 41-9. Your final score. We're back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus, so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brands, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
Andrew Imel would like to say congratulations on a great season and wish the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship game. Andrew Imel appreciates the hard work and dedication these student athletes and their coaches put in, and supported by, of course, their families. Congratulations. And just like the Rams, Andrew Imel will be working hard for you. Andrew Imel, your newly elected Greenup County Clerk, wishing the Raceland Rams the best of luck in the state championship.
Back here in the post-game show on the Cool Hit Sports Network, let's take a look at our final numbers in this one. For Pikeville, Blake Birchfield, 26 carries for 231 yards, 3 touchdowns, his longest of 85. Isaac Duty, 6 carries for 20. the 18 yards gave Pikeville an opportunity to set up that final heave at the end of the first half. Duty goes 6 for 10 through the air for 70 yards, 1 touchdown, that lone touchdown being the only passing touchdown that he threw to Wade Hensley, the 33-yarder with 2 seconds to play before halftime. Wade Hensley leads the way with 3 catches for 56. Grant Scott 1 for 13. Logan Lundy leads Raceland rushing today, 10 carries for 57 yards. He also threw for 159, but was 11 of 27, his long of 38. Mason Likens, 5 catches for 87. He had the lone touchdown scored by the Rams this afternoon. Time of possession battle again, not really favoring one side or the other. Pikeville, a little bit of an advantage toward the end there. They've got it for 25-32, 22-28 for Raceland. But the biggest number, Coach, that jumps off the stat sheet to me, Raceland 2 of 12 on third down conversions, Pikeville 7 of 11.
Yeah, if you can't keep your drives moving, then it makes it very difficult to put in the end zone because you're not going to get a lot of chunk plays, a lot of big hitters against that Pikeville defense. So you got to be able to keep the chains moving. And if you can't do it on third down, it makes it really difficult.
Well, we've got one final break to do it. We'll wrap it all up when we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel. In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
A lot of folks are paying their bills online. It's safe, accurate, and very convenient. If you would like to know more about banking online, stop by the bank and we can get you going. Cutting-edge technology with a first-name, friendly, hometown, personal touch. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Back here at Kroger Field, Pikeville is your 2022 Class A state champions, 41-9, your final score. And Coach, you were talking about this before we went to break. For the seniors on this year's team, the kind of that realization that the last time in their career they put that orange helmet on, the orange and black, their career finally comes to an end at Raceland.
Yeah, losing the game hurt, but this is the time that finality of it all kind of starts to set in, and you realize there's nobody to prepare for on Monday, nobody to get ready for, and that when you go in that locker room, you know, you're going to take off that Raceland Rams stuff for the last time, and you're never going to put it back on for those seniors. And, you know, for guys that have grown up in that Raceland community, watching the older kids play, and then finally it's their turn, and they have such a great season, you know, for it to end, especially like this, is really tough. I've been in that locker room and I've seen it, and it's a tough thing to watch those kids go through. But it's a character builder, like high school sports are, and eventually, after a couple of months, they'll look back on this season with a lot of fond memories.
Looking down on the field just a moment ago and seeing Clay Coldiron with his dad, Superintendent Larry Coldiron, talking with Larry yesterday as they sent the team off over at the field house. And I did an interview with him, and he broke down. And, you know, it's the first time he said the emotions had gotten to him. That was the last time he watched his son walk off the field on the practice side of things. And they just shared a very emotional moment there in the end zone before walking off to say hello to a couple fans before making that final trek back into the locker room for one final time. We've got one more break to get in. We'll wrap it up when we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Sargent's Wholesale Tires now has 2 locations to better serve the tri-state. Stop by their Hoods Creek Pike store next to Aldi's or check out their new location at 4560 13th Street. You'll find incredible deals on tires for most cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sargent's deals with every tire company, and if they don't have what you're looking for, they can have it in just a couple of days. Don't miss the incredible savings on tires for cars, trucks, and SUVs at Sargent's Wholesale Tires, Hoods Creek Pike next to Aldi's, and now located at 4560 13th Street in Ashland.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
Final score here tonight, 41-9. Pikeville is your back-to-back state champions here in Class Single A. Class 2A coming up next, as they'll play 3 games today, 3 games tomorrow, and the 2022 high school football season in the Bluegrass will be wrapped up, and we're full-fledged on into basketball now. As across the board, teams getting things rolling. Raceland basketball actually plays their season opener tomorrow, and 4 of their players are on this football team. So they've got a very limited bench, to say the least, as they'll start the season tomorrow. But Coach, again, you talk about the finality of a career finally coming in. Those guys making that last walk down that tunnel into the locker room. It's one of those things. It sets in when you hit the field, but when you make that last walk down the tunnel, that's when it really hits.
Absolutely, and you don't want to do it. That's the reason they hung out. So many of those guys hung out there in the end zone for a while, and they didn't want to go down that tunnel because they know once they go in that locker room and take that stuff off, they're never putting that Raceland Ram stuff back on again. And I thought it was really neat. I noticed a lot of the guys go over and talk to the fans that had kind of congregated down around the tunnel and just shaking hands and getting hugs, and just I'm sure they're so appreciative of the support that they've gotten all year. You know, this program lives by the phrase "This is home," and no matter and you know, go along with that, this is family, and those guys, those fan base is very proud of these kids. No matter the 41-9 score, doesn't matter at this point. They're proud of the effort that those kids gave today, and they're going to love them up and be super proud of them going forward.
Well, big thanks to all of our sponsors throughout not only today's event and the coverage of the 2022 state football championship, but throughout the entirety of the season. It's been a fun ride all the way back through August and up here to the second day of December. Certainly the date that you put on your calendar at the beginning of the year that you want to be playing. And if you're playing on that day, it means you're playing for a state title, and that's exactly where the Rams made it here. Coach, it was a pleasure and an honor to have you with me the last couple of weeks. Phenomenal job by yourself. I told Chauncey, I said, I'm going to borrow you, but I may have to put a little bit more put a little seniority in on that one and keep it a little permanent. But it's been a blast, and I greatly appreciate it.
I've really enjoyed it. I've learned a lot. I really appreciate you bringing me along for this ride. It's been unbelievable. I wish things had turned out different for the Rams today, but thank you very much for bringing me along and showing me the ropes. I really appreciate it.
It's been a blast, as it's been a blast throughout this entire season. For the Rams, they come up 1 game short, but they'll finish the year at 13-2, and those 13 wins does go down for a school record. Big thanks to our producer back in the studio on Winchester Avenue, MJ McKay. Fabulous job, as always. That'll do it for our coverage of the 2022 high school football season and the football state championship here in Lexington at Kroger Field. For MJ McKay, Coach Brent Terry, and all the great folks at the Cool Hit Sports Network, I'm James Carter saying have a good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for tuning in here on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Kentucky High School Single A Football Championship game live from Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky. This afternoon's game has been brought to you by the Raceland Board of Education, J.D. Flooring in Greenup, Sargent Tire Center, Border Sporting Goods,